Howdy, 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 howdy. I hope everybody's had a lovely Saturday. Oh, and how excited I bet you were about the Bibby Stockholm and Legionnaires and all that. Don't drink the water and definitely don't have a shower. No. Oh, well, I would blame it on the air conditioning if there was some, but there isn't. But there you go. That's life, I suppose. Unfortunately for the poor old migrants coming over in little rubber boats. But first of all, I feel obliged. I do. I feel obliged to start this live stream with a limerick because apparently I missed one last time and I didn't see it. I had a look and I still couldn't see it. Who's this? Oh, hello, missus. She's my better half, she is. What are you going to do? Put your toys away. Not those toys. Yeah, I know. I have to talk. Yeah. We've got guests and they're above me, above my head. So I can't go too loud. I can talk. I'm sure I can talk, darling. Is that okay? Alright, and I'll talk. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Oh, my giddy aunt, I better do that while I'm talking to you as well. Well, sound effects. I've got my sound effects. I've got to have the kippers. Yeah, I've got to have the kippers. Well, I'm going to start with this limerick because someone told me. Yeah. Okay, so you top smoke. Yeah, I forgot a limerick last time. So I think it's only fair that we start today with a limerick. And what a saucy limerick it is too. Oh dear. There was once a live stream that was blank. Was he busy giving Caroline a spank? But the mic was still hot. So the viewers all got a view of a rusty trumpet style. I can't say that on here. You can read. Okay, there it is. It's on the screen. Enough of that. There you go. Top smoke. You made sure I missed that one, didn't you? Eh? That's what you did. So, yeah, it's all been happening. As you can probably, aware that the government is messed up again. The Home Office is messed up again. Now, Sue Ellen Braverman, or should I call her Legionella Braverman? She's going to blame on everybody else. They'll blame on the blob or something like that. You know, I know Jack Rees-Mogg will. You know, well, their plans are failing, and quite frankly, if somebody like Sue Ellen Braverman can't actually get her plan in place, whether it be, I don't know, the front cover of the Telegraph, you know, the flight to Rwanda, or maybe the prison ship. Don't forget there was also Priti Patel with her jet skis, remember that? How much money was spent on that? 50 odd grand just in training. Trained officers to be able to drive their little, pilot their little jet skis and push the boats back. Sink them more like it. Let them out feel more like it. What they like, you see. Now, evidence is afoot that Sir Braverman was very aware of what was going on. But I'm not going to start with that. No. We'll touch on the baby Stockholm in a mo. But first, I want to talk about visas. Yeah, visas and a little old Richie Sunak. Remember him? Oh dear. Yeah, little old Richie Sunak. He said that he did. He said this. I will make UK a science and technology superpower. God, I'm so excited I am. Oh, the car. Yeah, because I like science, you see. It makes sense to me, science does, you see, because like numbers and that, you know. And, okay, a bit of fairy as well. Not hairy fairies, no, fairy, as in, you know, like, I don't know, theory, relativity or something. You know, that kind of stuff. Einstein-y type stuff. Or Stephen Hawkins. Well, unfortunately for him, his plan, that ain't working. No, we're not attracting the necessary talent to make this happen. No. But anyway, who we got here at the moment in the older chat? Well, are you satisfied, Top Smoke? I did it straight away, okay? Anyway, oh, hang on, just before we get carried away, I need to do that. That. There you go. That's there. And also, are you streaming? Are you streaming? Are you satisfied, Top Smoke? Okay. I did it straight away. Okay. Oh, you can hear me, but I can't. Just before we get carried away, I need to do that. I need to turn it off. I need to turn up the sound off. There you go. That's off there. I do apologise for that. Anyway, I hope you weren't hearing that a minute ago when I was talking. I bet you not, and I've been ignoring you. Oh, crikey, that every blooming time. What am I like? I can only hear you when you're talking directly into the microphone. Oh, UK gets a bit of a hit. What? Get bit by a radioactive spider. Oh my giddy hell! New Kent variant, the BB69. That's what it is. And I don't. Oh, so we've got Joel. We got. Am I pronouncing your name right now, Joel? I keep calling you Joa. David Carroll, 91 Leeds, and Simon says 55. And Margaret Clark. I take my coffee like a Daily Mail reader's wife's eyes. Black. Oh, lovely. That's what I do. And the volume's a bit low on the microphone. Oh, it is a bit low on the microphone, isn't it? Oh, that's so low. Okay, I'm going to bring it up a bit. Is it better? How's that? There's the microphone volume. I've brought it up a bit. I don't know why it's low, because I haven't touched it since last time. So anyway, I was actually last time I was in the shack, wasn't I? So is the volume okay now? I think the Tories have got a bit of a Bibby Stockholm syndrome. Bibby Stockholm syndrome. All the jokes are coming out of the woodwork, aren't they? Even there, J-Mac, hope you will. Superpower, yeah, superpower. Technology superpower. That's what Richie Sunak said. It must be true because he said it. You see? There you are. That's what he said. Richie Sunak, I will make the UK a science and technology superpower. And he's still got that on his website. Yeah, it's a Ready for Richie website, this is. See? Are you ready for Richie? I think we're all pretty much another Richie Sunak, to be honest. I think we'd like to get shot of him, wouldn't we? Because he's just another charlatan. That he is. So, I always think of Swiller on a motorboat pursuing a little boat and the old Miami Vice TV show music I watched when I was a little kid. Oh, my kiddie, Miami Vice. What, Magnum PI or something like that. There we come. Marcus has been playing with his knob. No, we have not. And if we had, I won't tell you anyway. But there you go. You can make of that what you will. I can't be bothered, to be honest. Richie Boatsnake. Oh, God. Mark says, okay, I've done that already. Kool-Aid. Hello. So, Larry the Cat. Volume is okay. Good. That's what I like to hear. Better on the volume. Excellent. Cheers, Billy. Yes, sounds great now. Excellent. Oh, now I got a beautiful voice, and it's all saucy and that. You know how it is. Oh, it just draws all the crowds it do. Yeah, maybe not. No, I know it doesn't. Unfortunately, it's what I'm stuck with. Well, dear me. Anyway, I want to talk about what's been going on that I do. So let's get rid of that one. No, I'm going to bring up the other one. The other article. I've got another article here. It happens to be in, well, the New European. It's kind of mocking it really a bit. Mocking Richie Sunak, I suppose. And if it isn't, I certainly will. Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah, there you go. Brexit Britain's got no talent. The visa scheme just get free applicants. Oh dear, I wonder why that is. Oh, maybe it's because we haven't agreed to the terms of the Horizon. The science funding. No, still. Well, that ain't very helpful, is it? Not for people who want to, scientists and that. Who need to, they need to plan ahead. That's what they need to do. And they can't, well, we're in limbo. Yeah, and this happens to be in the New European. Oh, not that one. No, don't do that one. It's that one. Is that one? Yeah, that one. New European, there you go. Just so you can see. And, God's sake. So, the brightest and the best have failed to arrive. What could have put them off? Oh, I wonder. Well, this is by Eleanor Longman Rudd. Well, she's just reporting on what's actually happened. So at the end of the day, nobody's turned up. 3 people. 3 people. It's nuts. Now, how many videos have I made in the past and I've said, oh, the visa scheme is like a damn squib? Again and again and again, because it's so flippin' obvious. If you want to attract the best, well, you need to have something that they want. Where's the lure? Where's the lure? You know, I don't see it myself. You get to stay for a bit, then they kick you out. Don't want it anymore. No. So the fast-track visa route into the United Kingdom for prize-winning researchers has failed to be the big draw that the government had hoped. In 2 years, the scheme has received just 3 applicants in 2 years. Yeah, the route sought to encourage the brightest and the best to the United Kingdom by making it easier for award winners, in sciences, humanities, engineering, the arts, and digital technology. What about AI? Well, then they could apply for this new visa. You see, apply for their visa through the government's post-Brexit global talent scheme. Global. Sorry. Am I enjoying this too much? Oh my god. So winners of the Nobel Prizes in physics, chemistry, economic science and medicine, the Queen Elizabeth Prize for engineering, the Fields Medal, and the, Turing Award. Remember the Turing Award? Well, we're all eligible to apply, as well as award recipients working in music, film, TV, theatre, arts and literature. It's giving me wind, this is. Sorry about that. It's my stout. Maybe it's my stout. Now, when the scheme was launched back in May 2021, the then Home Secretary, Priti Patel, said, winners of these awards have reached the pinnacle of their career, and they have so much to offer the United Kingdom. These important changes will give them the freedom to come and work in our world's latest arts, sciences, music, film industries as we build back better. Oh, stiff upper lip and all that. Oh, well, we're pretty much, curbed music, haven't we? Unfortunately, the music industry has been completely outbuggered by Brexit. I know it's true, because Elton John said it was, that he did. Well, she did. Did little old Priti Patel. Not so Priti Patel. She's evil and ugly inside, she is. Well, she added, this is exactly what our new points-based immigration system was designed for. Attracting the best and the brightest based on the skills and talent they have. Not where they're from. No. But they're not coming. There's no lure. They read what's going on. You're poisoning people. You don't want to come. Your rivers are full of poop. And so is your seas. Don't want to come. No, I can prove it. There it is. See, told you. It's everywhere it is. Oh, poop. Well. Now, Patel may have thought that the plan had a fatal flaw. The best and the brightest did not want to come to post-Brexit Britain. Because only 3 applications have been received in total. 3! 3 applications? I just can't get it. That's just crazy. That's applications. That's not explicitly accepted. That might be none. Oh my god, what has Brexit done to the country? And everybody else. Like, I keep saying Britain. Well, I'm not really. It's not Scotland, is it? You know? Scotland didn't want this. Northern Ireland didn't want this. Actually, 48% of the voters didn't want this. Or those who did vote. Actually, in fact, many of those who did vote didn't want this either. No. They reckon they were lied to. They were gone. But the information was there. The data was there. Everything was there. You only have to look to see what happens if you become a third country. You are literally a third country. Okay, with a few little tweaks on the side. A few little, I had to put little, like, plugins. Yeah. Got a few little plugins that allows the UK to do a little bit more than just being a third country. But not much. No. Not really. It's broke Britain has. Brexit has broke Britain. Well, the whole of the UK, really. But okay, Northern Ireland, because they argue that maybe it's not doing quite so bad, but they've got their problems because of Brexit. Even though Alexander Boris Bethel Johnson promised all those in Northern Ireland, we're not. Well, your potato chips, some potato chips being imported from the UK or something, or from, into Northern Ireland, but you won't. Just bring it to me, and I won't allow it to happen, so something like that. It was filmed, it was recorded doing so. I've got the clip there somewhere, but I can't remember where it is. Well... Only 3 applications have been received in total. And RPM found all of which have been... Oh, they are successful. It says 3 people. 3 people. 2 of these applied in 2022, with the other applicant applying this year. Just 3. How embarrassing. What's that tell you? That tells me... I'll tell you what it tells me. It tells me that people just do not want a camp. Oh, it's a super chat. Oh, excellent. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, most kind for your box of chocolates. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Okay, well, maybe I need to bring it so I can see it. That might make more sense. Did you say anything, Scotch Pie? Is there anything there? I can't see it. Oh, hang on. What would I do to that? Is that fan funding? Aha, there we go. Bum 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 bum. Ba-ding! We're back again. Thanks, Scotch Pie. Much appreciated. Much kind of you. As it is. Couldn't do it without it, I tell you. It's like it's shit views. Anyone who watches my morning videos, my walkie ones, when I do my walk videos, I'm having a bit of change back, because I'm really struggling getting views on them. That's because they're too long, but I can't really do a walk that bit long, I suppose. It's kind of one of the things, isn't it? It goes with the territory, unless I do lots of short walks. Do one dog at a time or something, I don't know. But we're going to change it about a bit. I'm going to add something else into the mix. So I did a video the other day about hate. And I need to get some more evergreen material onto this channel. So it gives me an opportunity to do more evergreen stuff as well. So I was going to split up a little bit, and got one going on tomorrow morning. It's still it's a reasonably long video again. So it's quite lengthy still, but it's not so erratic. The only problem with those walk videos, they are really erratic. It's really hard, to actually just walk, out of breath, and then kind of, get all your ducks in a row in your head. I'm not very good at that, so I struggle with it. So I'm not going to do quite as many of those at the moment, I don't think. But hello, Wally. It was very nice to see you. You can't see him, but he's just there. Wonder if I can get his head up. Oh yeah, I know, Wally. Tell you what I could do. No, I'll just what way are we? Give him a treat though. What? Oh, sorry there. So just you, Wally. You're the only one in there. Okay. Oh no, I've got another one coming out. There he is, Wally. He's a beautiful fella. Oh, he is. It's my dude. He's not been very well. He really hasn't. Big worry for us, I tell you, because we love him to bits, don't we? Yeah. He keeps having more and more fits, and it's almost like you feel like every time he has one, it's like something. He loses something. It's like something's gone. If you know what I mean. Not quite so bright. He has a bit of like post-fit kind of lethargy kind of thing. I've got another person behind me as well, because they're more dogs to people, They're more humane than. You got to make some effort, girl. Well, anyway, yeah. So we're going to be doing just me chatting really to the camera and just talking about something that I got either weighing on my mind or something like that. Like I was talking about, I did a bit about hate and what have you the other day, and just winging it, just spitballing it, I suppose. And it's quite nice, it's quite good fun. Oh, hello there, Alistair Kell. Cheers, buddy. Nice one. Funds to keep the hamsters running. Marcus, keep up with the excellent informative quality content. Bestest, my friend. Oh, cheers, my friend. I really do appreciate it. Honestly, really do appreciate it. And he's a member as well. And I don't even notice I've started moving some of my older videos into memberships. So they're going to be only be viewed by members. And the reason I'm doing that, because I need, well, various reasons. One thing, it allows you to see some of the older content as well. I'm going to try and get much, it's going to take me a while to get it all over there. But also, it obviously gives you material, so, that you got access to. And it's not because, some of it because there are many views and stuff like that. So they're not very evergreen. But also, they're not necessarily bad videos. I'll just put them up at the wrong time, So it's there could be quite a few in there. Once I get it all over, there might end up being about a couple of thousand videos under memberships. Tom, I've finished getting them all over, plus more that I do. So what I'm going to do is I want to try and clean up my actual page and what have you, in the video section on the channel. And basically, the only videos I'm going to keep on there are the ones that are either evergreen or performed really, really well. Otherwise, they're going to go into the memberships. They give you opportunity, so you can still, if you want to, it becomes a bit of a database of videos. And I'm not going in there because they're bad videos, or they're not necessarily haven't performed because they're bad videos. I just done it at the wrong time, or I didn't get notifications out, or something like that, or I put too many videos up at one time, and then YouTube sort of throttles you down a bit. Then you see. But if they're under 1,000 views, I'm going to start putting them in there, and I'll keep them there. And also gives you something extra. So. But some of it would be quite funny, because some of it could be some of my older videos. And oh my god, they're embarrassing. They really are. So anyway, that's what we're doing. So, and a couple of other ideas as well to do for memberships, and make it more value being a member of the channel. That's what I want to do. I'm going to do dedicated, once I've got enough members, I ain't got enough yet, but once I've got enough members, I'm going to do dedicated live streams for memberships as well. But also, what else was there? And dedicated videos, that's it. Anyway, the more than video I'm changing it up a little bit. I want to try and condense things out, because the other reason why I need to get some of the videos shifted off the main screen is they're getting suggested and they're not necessarily the best. They're not necessarily on point for the time, so I need to make sure that the more on point videos end up being suggested. So I don't even know. Sometimes you get suggested videos that are like a year old and they're not really relevant anymore. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I need to shake things up. I've got to try and save this channel somehow, because I don't get the views. If you look at argument's sake, Danny Blase, for instance, the amount of views he gets on his videos are considerable. For a small channel, but he does the same thing all the while. I'm erratic. I do all sorts of silly stuff that I do. And I think it's probably working against me, but there you go. Cheers, Asda. Most appreciated. I really could do with actually making that big. I can't really do it like that. So anyway, let's get back in the chat and let's make it so we can see it, because at the moment I've kind of messed that up. There you go. Oh, got another super chat. Oh, wonderful. The missus will be happy. So will the doggies. Get them treats. They like treats. That don't work very well like that, does it? Just see my belly. You don't see my belly, do you? That'll do. Okay. Margaret Clark, chairs. Nice one. Oh, thank you. Celebrate the first super chat from Margaret Clark. Thank you very much. You're most kind. Thank you. Keeps the channel going, Because like I say, we don't get many views, so the idea that small channels get but support themselves just on the views is for the birds, really, because YouTube is getting really tough in many ways. Anyway, I'm jabbering on, and I'm forgetting that, I need to go back in there. Okay. Hello, Mithril. Hope you're well. And Karen O'Connor, you could do more on hate, mental health. That's what I do. Tomorrow, I'm actually doing one about a bit like social norms. That's the one-to-ones about young men basically ain't got a clue, what society wants from them. That's pretty much what it's about. Sort of, bit of nostalgia back from me growing up and stuff like that, and then to what would I do basically if, for instance, I was faced with the challenges of being a young man or woman today, because it's just everything went all a bit crazy, innit? I don't think they know where they are or where they stand in the world. People wonder why they're going running amok. They are running amok through Oxford Street. Oh my God! Right, whatever next day. So I don't know why, but this is really, really. I might be better off looking at that one for a minute. There we go. So that one there. Ah, that's better. Oh, so what we got here then? So we've got Joe. Come on, outside here. Oh, thanks, man. I'm getting a PayPal account tomorrow to get a membership. Oh, excellent. I have to admit, a PayPal account is really, really handy. But I was Elon Musk started that, didn't he? He was one of the originators of that. Have you dug the Punji pit yet to stop Gingers from escaping? Gingers is not actually staying with us now. She's oh, where is that? Ginger's is because she come a man. She could have stayed. I had no problem with that, but she already made other arrangements now because she's got a man friend, Plutonic, apparently. Yeah, right. Prove me wrong, Gingers, or prove me right. Either way. But yeah, I'm sure we'll. Well, she's coming over anyway, so that'd be very, very, very nice to see her. They really will. Oh, hello. Have some money for the dogs. Are we covering a Legionnaire Brabham? Yes. Legionnaire Brabham. Yes, I am. I've got it all up here. And I've got some other stuff up on there as well, because I've talked about it so many times. Didn't I say it's a Petri dish? Yeah, I did, didn't I? It's flipping obvious. I've worked in the industry long enough, boats that is, not big things like that, but, boats. Legionnaires is one of the things you really got to be on top of all the time, because boats, they linger. They sit there, with water in them, in the tanks. And I know you can say, whoa, well, isn't it plumbed in? It'll have tanks, and the plumbing will just fill the tanks. That's how they're not going to change all the plumbing, because at the end of the day, those things are designed to be independent from, the be on grid. It's supposed to be independent, you see, like that's an oil rig or something like that. Let's move this somewhere so I can actually see it. That'd be a good idea. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make that a bit small over there so I can actually see those chats better. But I can't see them all together. That's better. That might work better now. Let's bring that in again. Is that better? Oh, that's better. I can see him now. Hello, Billy Kershaw. You want to improve your rating, Marcus, Bias, and Blaze? Get Caroline on once a week. Could do that. The thing is, with David Belze and Different Bias and Max for a spare, they do pretty much the same thing all the time. So, and I think people get, I think most people like continuity, don't they? And they know what they're going to get. I'm a bit kind of all over the place, to be honest. But this is who I am. I can't help it. I've got to try. I've got to do something. The Ginger, stop smoke. I have to get home to my dog. She'll be upset with me. Oh, I can't leave my dog. It must be tough on you, girl. You want to improve your rating, Marks? I know, I do. I'll do something. I've been doing this like over 2 years now, and I'm not growing. The growth is so slow. It was fast at the beginning, and now it's really slow. It's been slow for, it was fast for about 6 months. It should be the other way around, right? It should be slow for the first 6 months, but I was doing really well. I was getting around 1,000 subscribers a month within about month 4 to 5, and then it just, crikey, come September, just sort of July sort of time it was, and on my first year, and it just went to pot. People hate me. Not watching Andrew Tate is one. Yeah. I have watched Andrew Tate a few times, only on a few things, because I just, more for research purposes, because, I'm one of these people, if I, like, for instance, my work and what have you, there's always a case that, when I, tell somebody how to do something, I want to do it myself, if it makes any sense. I've been in and out of college regarding, building skills, what have you, plumbing, electrical work. I did 3 years with electrical. 17th edition, and obviously my woodworking and that, and a qualified bricklayer. I also got a degree in photography. So to be in and out, if I want to tell somebody what to do something, how can I tell someone how to do something if I don't really know how to do it, or don't have the paperwork to back it up? Doesn't seem quite right to me. So that's the same as having to watch people I don't necessarily agree with. And even like Noam Chomsky, I love Noam Chomsky in many ways. Sometimes I don't agree with everything he says, but he's kind of down my my way of thinking, I suppose. Kieran O'Connor, very good. Oh, Joel's gifted a membership. Nice one. Oh, cheers, Aston. You could do more on hate, mental health, and staying grounded in this madness. Yeah. You've got very good insight into this area, in my opinion. Blimey, really? Crikey. The only thing I'd say is I have got life skills, I suppose. I suppose that's it. It's pretty much because it's old. I feel old, I tell you. Bits keep falling off. They do. Very uncomfortable sometimes, I tell you. You know, get a bit wonky. So anyway, that's all I got really. But I have a point of view, and I'm not. I do love to just sit sometimes and just contemplate about stuff, think about stuff, work things out in my head. 'Cause it takes a bit of time, you see, to work stuff out in my head sometimes. And also, when you've been doing what I've been doing the last few years, it's really out of my remit, this channel, isn't it? It's not something really. I'm comfortable, basically. I can't to join her. I'm doing YouTube about politics. It's a bit nuts, really. So it's put me right in my comfort zone at the beginning, and I feel that I've learned a lot, especially in the last few years. And especially with moral issues and stuff, things that really bother me, and that worry me about my own family. What about me about their futures and what futures they had, because I feel they've been stolen from them. I really do. Just like that video I put up there, or was it yesterday, with that geezer? I voted Brexit, and now my child's got no future or something like that. Plonker. Don't vote Brexit. Sorry, Wally. I accidentally just put my toenail up Wally's balls. Yeah, don't do that, Marcus. Sorry, mate. You would have to lay there, wouldn't you? Didn't see him there. Oh, I feel guilty now. So yeah, back into the chat. Then we're going to get on with what I was doing, and then we will be talking about Baby Stockholm as well. Oh, Chesmith Rule, and everybody else who's super chat, and everybody's here, to be fair. So Gingers. Oh, hang on, back. I'm too far up. Chris Fisher. Hello, Chris Fisher. Hope you well. They were jailed, heavy fines, repeat offenders, won't work in the business again. Ooh, what happened there? What have I missed? Cheers, buddy. Just what is said on Max's live. It's a screw up. Yeah. I was actually watching that Max's live. I do actually like Max. I find he's actually quite a kind person in many ways. I'm not so keen on Phil. It's not my cup of tea. No problems. You cannot have a holiday. Hang on, where are we now? Or is it, if you've got animals, that's the problem. We've got animals. We take our dogs with us when we go away on holidays. Hence the camper, which is just about to be done. It's been quite difficult to get done with all the children here, but it was lovely seeing them. But it's quiet now. It's nice. I do like the peace. I really do. It's the thing about normally you can give them back, but when they stay for 3 weeks, it's quite hard. You can't. They are a mess. Oh my giddy aunt. Although my little Grace, I have to admit, I adore her to bits. I really do. She's such a lovely, lovely girl. The others are lovely as well. They're just hard to work. So Legionella is very serious. Yes, it is. 2 people died here 2 years ago. A factory owner and his director are sitting in jail now for involuntary manslaughter. Yeah, so he should be. Well, the thing about Legionella is it's a respiratory illness, isn't it? So you basically get it from water droplets or vapour. And it's unlikely, actually, to get it from drinking the water, unless, I suppose, you put an Alka-Seltzer in it or something, it becomes vaporised. It's basically, it's got to get into your lungs. It's got to get into your lungs. If it goes down the wrong way, yeah, you're probably going to get it. But, from drinking it. But it's, you need antibiotics, and even under antibiotics can take up to 3 weeks to sort yourself out, to get over it. But if not, you've got organ failure, and it can happen within a week. So it is a very, very, very serious illness. We're going to get into that as well, because it's quite shocking, really, how Suella Braverman disregarded the facts, because basically she knew. So there we go. Upside down pole dance. It sounds like a very lovely idea. Bang your head. Put the House of Commons on a barge, please. Sail it around the ports of Britain. The transport system will soon be the best in the world. Yes. That makes me think of when they finally put the sewers in. It's because Parliament was all stinky, and they thought, we better do something about this. The stench was so bad in the Thames, you see. Oh, crikey. Thought we were reliving that. Hello, Madman. Hope you're well, my friend. Okay, while you're here, I might have to... Oh, no, do it. No, I'm not going to... No, shall I? Maybe. Oh, you can buy him a coffee or become a member of the Wally Dog crew, says Madman. Super chats are welcome doing the Atlas one. Cheers. Billy Kershaw, Donkey Dave, he gets up on a morning. Try him. King Prince Charles. Oh, okay, I'll look at that. The Tories have been locked up for corporate manslaughter for a few different reasons. Oh my goody aunt. Oh, what was his name now? Who's the one who's flipping tractor porn guy? Oh, crikey, what was his name? I think Jacob Rees-Mogg was interviewing them the other day. I thought he went under a stone. Don't let him anywhere near Parliament and get out his tractor porn again. The Tories should be locked up, most definitely. Scroll down. Hello, number 3, hope you're well. We should all vote Green. I happen to agree with that myself, but I honestly believe that Labour's going to get... Well, they're going to have too much power, I think. Yeah, the polls basically suggesting that Tories are going to get 100 seats, and Labour could end up with like 400 or something like that. A lot, anyway. That's a lot of power. You can pretty much do whatever you want. You got to worry about the Tories, whatever, you know. Why actually sit there in Parliament and try and, you know, put your point of view across, or, you know, could pass this bill through or whatever? Well, why would you? Don't need to, do you? You know, you just have your vote and that's it. Done. Bit nuts, really. Yeah, there's no time to waste. If you're referring to the great, crikey, the climate crisis, what have you, I think there is no time to waste, but I think it's mitigation now. I think we've gone too far. I really do. Everything's escalating rapidly at the moment regarding the environment, you know, global warming and what have you, and El Nino, that's growing. Right. Oh, crikey, then you got the jet stream. It's just, you know, kelp is dying, for God's sake, kelp. Because the sea temperatures are rising. You know, it's nuts. You know, obviously El Nino because of the salinity, because the polar ice caps are melting. I think it's about mitigation now. But, you know, how can we mitigate the damage that we've done? You know, sticky plaster, you know. You know, the Tories are good at that, aren't they? Hello, Chris Pash, Neil Parish, that's him, that was him. He's been interviewed or something by Jake Rees-Mogg. Oh my giddy aunt. That was painful to see, that it was. What do I see? Something? Airborne, it gets into the lungs, as Mark Stokes the air does. It's whatever route it takes to get into the lungs. You know, for your nasal passages or inhaling or what have you, but also if you drink your glass of water and it goes the wrong way. It's got to get in the lungs, basically, and it just nestles in there. But let's say, for instance, they were only on there for 3 days, what have you. Well, you wouldn't necessarily know just yet whether or not they're actually contracted. It's got to manifest, isn't it, in the body? And actually, it's already started, because some people have already said they're feeling a bit sick. Yeah, Karen says Phil, as in Phil Moorhouse from Different Bias, is died in the wool Labour. I think that's a bit of a problem. I think we need to be a bit more open-minded. Otherwise, you just become okay, you're not a Tory, but you're just gone hard on in the other direction, and I think that's a problem. We don't get no balance in politics, and we've got to have balance. What's going to happen is you're going to get Labour's going to come into power. No one's going to be happy with what they've done or doing and what have you, and their term will be short-lived. Will the Tories come back in? Maybe be Liberal Democrats. I would hope be Green. You know, I'd love to see Green get more power. There's so much Labour could do with that power. You know what you say. With great power comes great responsibility. Well, I would hope that Labour would use the responsibility and maybe it's an opportunity to push through proportional representation. Maybe Republic. Maybe. Not my king. So, That's my feeling anyway. I'm not saying I'm right, but that's it. That's how it is, and I suppose we've all got a point of view, and that's the thing about politics. That's why we want proportional representation, because we do all have a point of view. Whatever side you like, whatever side the bed you lay. Well, you need, whether it's on the right or the left, it doesn't really matter. If we have a balance in politics, at least we'll have everybody's vote counts. It might encourage more people to vote then. People feel disenfranchised. And I think socialists at the moment, they feel disenfranchised with Labour. Can you really blame them? Because I don't. But I do agree with number 3, we should all vote Green, but that's not going to happen. We're going to get tactical voting. And we need more Green MPs. We most definitely do. Well, we need a government that takes it seriously, but will we? So, take the barges to Westminster Parliament and tell those Conservatives that instead of the public paying for their second homes, they can just stay in on them. That would be a lovely idea. And give them all Legionnaires and no treatment, please. Thank you. There was a man from... Oh, Top Smoke. Did I miss one? There was a man from Limerick who bought that the world was sick. He said, look at the homeless. But they all looked gormless. Sod it. You're fucking thick. Very good. Take the barges to Westminster. Oh, crikey, it'd be so funny if we did that one, eh? I think that the northern countries need to get used to the same diseases that southern European countries deal with during the summer. And there's a reason why they are triple... They triple the water quality controls during the summer. There's a few other things I'll touch on here in France. Actually, what we do over here, because what goes on in the UK is actually not legal here in France. So I'll explain in a mo when we get into that. So if Labour got in with that much power, they would need to be like, please, Clement Attlee, please. And Nib Evan, etc. Radical changes needed. They are. I would hope that they would do it, but not be funny. But I'm a bit sceptical because they have said, they made it perfectly clear, they're not going to U-turn on the stuff that the Tories have done. Now that to me is a worry. That's a big worry. Such as the protest bill. The other one is the online bill, online protections bill. I think that's a massive worry. The thing about these bills, you see, they use them as a bit of a cover-all, so you don't see all the other stuff hidden behind it and the consequences of it. This is going to be huge, I tell you. It can pretty much ostracise the UK from tech companies in general. Now, to say that they won't leave the UK and whatever, no, they already are. No, I wouldn't say Rumble. You know, it's another video plan, a bit like YouTube. And Rumble does not provide its service to France, for instance, because, well, they don't comply. And they're worried they're going to get fined. And then you got Facebook Threads. It's not available in the EU. It's not allowed here. Because they can't... Basically, because they can't yet prove that they're complying with GDPR. And if they did, they'd open themselves up to not being able to earn money through some advertising and selling of data. GDPR is an absolute nightmare for businesses. Now, even my websites, I have to do... we have to do regular scans and checks, online scans and checks. I use a company for it, and I have to pay a fee for it every single month, even on my websites. Without it, you can really get caught out. You can get sued. Scroll down. Rumble is basically a neo-Nazi platform. Not all of it. Not all of it. There's actually some quite good things on there as well. I can't access it anymore. But they say about freedom of speech, a bit like flipping so-called X now, and Twitter. Yeah, it's not freedom of speech, it's just let people say what they want, no matter how nasty it is. And you do get some really horrible people on that Rumble. But also, you've got some people on there who they're not bad channels. They're not all bad channels on there, but there is their fair share, most definitely. Oh, we've got a limerick competition, have we? Okay, complete the following. There was once an ex-teacher called Phil, who was a bit of a labour shell. I shouldn't laugh. That is hilarious. Obviously referring to Phil Morehouse, who used to be a teacher. I actually like Phil in many ways. I do like Phil. I wouldn't want to go for a beer with him. I've only spoken behind the scenes and stuff like that before, but and he always come over across to me. It's being a little bit cold and standoffish and rude, actually, in many ways. So once I realised that, I just stopped watching his videos because it just reminded me every time. I kind of met the guy and I think I don't want to watch his videos anymore. Sorry. Anyway, top smoke. An ex-teacher. Good. An ex-teacher. Okay, yeah. Well, he makes too much money on YouTube now. He makes a flipping fortune. I tell you. He makes a lot of money. Remember, I don't put ads in the middle of my videos, do I? He's got ads in the middle, Abby and ends and anyway, everywhere. Plus, he gets a good amount of views, which obviously then he earns good money from. And even just that, as all the other stuff he does as well. He does very well. And good luck to the geezer. To be fair, I don't grudge him that. He never listened to anyone except his mate in the mirror. Phil. Got thrown off YouTube for a couple of days last week. Really? So what do you mean Phil did or you did? Blimey. Coffee Workshops Cloaker. Hello, Tom Finney. Hello there, buddy. Hope you're well. And Kool-Aid, Rumble is basically a new announced platform. I did say that a minute ago, didn't I? Scroll down. Anyway, let's get back to what I was doing. Yeah, let's do that. Should I do that? I think I should. Yeah, maybe. So, anyway, this really made, you probably tell this really made me tickle because I just love it when I'm proved right. I love to be able to gloat. Sorry. I've made loads of videos about this. I was going to be a damn script. About who's going to come. It's flipping obvious, wasn't it? Day one. It's flipping obvious. There's no reason for them to come. You come to the UK, and then you kind of then build there's like a wall around you. Why would you do that? You've been trapped. Nuts. Well, anyway, according to Mike Goldsworthy, you might have heard of him before. He's a bit of a reminder. Is Mike Goldsworthy? He's a doctor. Yeah, Dr. Mike Goldsworthy. He's chair of the European Movement UK and director of a campaign group, Scientists for the EU. He's actually a really nice guy, actually. He's a really nice guy. And the government failed to comprehend the gravity of the task they undertook. Now, the problem here is that this government profoundly misunderstand what it takes to attract global academic talent to the UK. He told the New European, apparently. Well, it is not simply a case of saying, let the doors be open to the brightest and the best. Rather, it's much more about creating an environment, such as Horizon Europe. Yeah, an environment that generally makes global talent wish to come to your country. It's not rocket science, is it? I'll talk about rockets. Yeah, that's science as well, isn't it? Well, political dimensions included. He says very bluntly, this government has thrown open the doors to the pool party but poisoned the waters. Literally. No wonder very few are keen. They're not at all, are they? They're not coming. Free people have applied for these visas. Or three have been accepted. And only three applied. They were desperate. Of anyone will do. Well, he added, just three people applying to the government's global talent visa scheme over 2 years is embarrassing, particularly when it spans all science, engineering, humanities and medicine. It's a massive field. Massive. It's such a... I can joke about this as much as I like, but quite frankly, it's such a shame. Because we did stand somewhere in the world regarding sciences. We really did. You know? But the visas, you know, been offered scientists to come into the UK and talents come into the UK. Well, there's more talent leaving. Ending up in the EU and other countries as well. Just like doctors and nurses all going to Australia. Can you blame them? I was listening to Andrew Castle this morning, and he was saying, we do appreciate you, but you're going to get your 35% though. Oxymoron. You clearly don't appreciate them. You don't want to get their, pay restored to what it should be. There's a Mickey take, if you ask me. So anyway, then again, Goldsworthy argues that this is all in keeping with the farce the government has displayed over the Erasmus Plus, delivering over our membership to Horizon Europe, which has led to New Zealand to race ahead of the UK in securing access to the EU-backed research funding scheme, and waging war of words on UK universities to deter top talent. Doesn't make any sense, does it? Well, okay, what was he saying again? Britain's brightest? Oh yeah, Richie said, I will make the UK a science and technology superpower. Well, that hasn't happened, has it? No. And at this rate, it certainly is never going to happen, unfortunately. And like I say, I take the mick about all this sort of stuff, but it does make me sad because there are individuals who, in the UK, that feel that their futures have been hindered because of all this. The fact they can't just, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and work and study, what have you, in the EU, and vice versa. People in the EU as well want to study in UK universities. It seems to me that there's, one block after another keep being built on that wall to pretty much ostracise the UK from everywhere. Apart from the CPTPP, which happens to be like, New Zealand's about 11,000 miles away. It's not stone's throw, is it? Though. Nuts. It's just absolutely nuts. Though, other things that have happened as well. Like, for instance, foreign students coming to the UK wanting to study, they can no longer bring their families. That sort of stuff. Well, disincentive Goldsworthy refers to includes Richie Sunak's announcement last month that immigration health surcharge for adults would increase from £624 to £1,035. Don't forget, when anyone coming on the visa, they don't get any entitlements. None. All this rubbish when they tell us, they come over here, the jobs and all women, they get a house, they get a car, they get driving lessons obviously before they get the car, you would hope, but probably not by this government. But anyway, they get all this stuff free. Well, if you've got your visa, a visa does not give you entitlement to the NHS, for instance. The only reason I know that is because my son-in-law has a visa. He's got a 10-year visa. But you could say it's a talent visa, he's a techie geezer. And, he poos and stuff, programming. Well, actually, he breaks programs, that's basically what he does. He tests them and stress tests them. And he's got a visa. He's not allowed, he cannot get any benefits, none whatsoever. He's paying taxes there, like in the UK, I should say. So he's paying taxes there and what have you, but he doesn't get any benefits whatsoever. So all this, it's a load of rubbish. Just a load of rubbish. It's just rhetoric that gets thrown about, doesn't it? And it's just not true. So, okay, so anyway, where were we? Right, so much of the disappointment of the UK's scientific research community, the discount rate for students and under 18s also increased from £470 to £776. It says that humiliating news about the visa scheme's failure comes at a time where at every turn, Sunak keeps getting immigration wrong. He's getting everything wrong, pretty much. The fact that he's, the most flighty of all prime ministers, at least the last three. He's more flighty than Boris Johnson, more flighty than Liz Truss. You got beaten by lettuce. Yeah.
In December, I'll be in Beijing, opening up new pork markets.
Thanks, Liz. Well, he does, doesn't he? He keeps getting every single thing wrong. And it's starting to show. An exclusive polling completed by Byline Times in February, 45% of the respondents stated that they would now opt to leave Britain and live abroad. Do you blame them? I don't. I did, and that's before Brexit. Well, and they had the chance compared to 35% who said that they would remain. And this precedes Ipsos polling from July, which stated that 3 out of 4 people now saw Britain as becoming a worse place to live. Well, that's enough of that. It does make me tickle. It does make me tickle, but also makes me a little bit sad as well. And the same with music and the arts in general. Poets, bands, and opera singers. Pretty much everybody who's been hampered by this. The creative people, the people that we, have. Creative people generally have lateral thinking. You think outside the box, You start to, you be, on the old blinkered. You mustn't be blinkered. You have to think outside that box. Obviously, just factory workers, and it's just, I worked in factories before, and my mind was spinning. I hated it. I absolutely hated it because I just can't. I don't want to go. I've got to do something else. And I did. So it's about needs must at the time, and I had to pay the bills. So anyway, they're planting eucalyptus beside roads there, says Kieran O'Connor. Where's that? Joel. When 60 people died in the road here some 10 years ago, we were also unable to believe in it. Okay, just saying, Portuguese guy that had a business in town and was talking about that, and people are still grasping the scale of it. I am so far behind here. Kieran O'Connor. Supposed to be too honest and accurate. The doctor questioned Richie on LBC the other day was genius. Yeah, I saw that. That was brilliant. Richie's useless, though. He really is useless. Unless he's got that kind of pre-recorded thing in his head, and then it just sounds robotic. It's just painful to see. Well, anyway, let's do the Bibby Stockholm, because quite frankly, the Bibby Stockholm is kind of like the news of today. But I just wanted to get that one in, even though I spent about an hour doing it. I wanted to get that one in because it's kind of, it just tickled me. It did. It tickled me, but also, well, it's not getting talked about. No, the fact that we have literally put up this massive barrier to talent, even though they keep saying, "Oh yeah, the brightest," and okay, here we go again. Richie Sunak, I will make the UK a science and technology superpower. Well, it ain't happened. No. Well, let's do the Bibby, shall we? Shall we do the Bibby? I think we need to do the Bibby. Where's that one? The one? Right, let's bring it over here. Well, apparently, ministers must say what was known of Legionella on the Bibby Stockholm, says Labour. What's it says there? Look, see? Yeah. They need to come clean. They do. Let's bring it up a little bit. Let's bring it over so you can see it. There you go. They've got to come clean. They have. Well, in Care for Cali, this article here, when exactly was the bacteria discovered on the barge? Well, the actual test date, when they tested it, was on the 25th of July. Now, if I was being generous, I could say, well, maybe, they'd had... It was a week before they got the test back. Well, it's just, was it the 1st of August? Or was it now? The 12th of August? They actually have had plenty of time to actually get rid of it. And test again. Loads of bleach. Bleach everywhere. Or aquatabs. A lorry full of aquatabs. Put it in its tanks. Because this thing will have tanks. Most likely will have tanks. It's designed to be independent. I know it's on a quay at the moment, but there's been times when it's been moored upside an oil rig, what have you. Well, oil rigs don't have mains water. No. They have tanks. Maybe desalination, I'm not sure. But anyway, either way, this thing will have tanks. And just think about it. It's been towed from Italy to the UK. That took some time. And then it was put into dry dock. That took some time. And then it got towed back to its current location. Important. That took some time. The thing about Legionnaires is, it's like if you have like stagnant water in tanks, pipes, shower heads, even faucets, taps. It's that is where it'll breed, and it's only got to have a few bacterial spores, and before you know it, you've got everywhere. It's quite hard to control. Like that, if you don't know anything about it. What you have to do, you've got to flush all the system through. Why the hell didn't they do that? If they flushed everything through on the baby Stockholm before the migrants arrived, be very unlikely that there would be any Legionnaires on this baby Stockholm. In one way, it's literally bleach everything, provided you haven't got, steel pipes and stuff like that. Well, then obviously it'll just corrode it. But it needs sterilisation, basically. And it'll take a bit of time. It'll have to be flushed through, and you take all your shower heads off, and they'll get dunked in buckets of bleach. Sterilise. But it obviously didn't get done. At what point did they know about this? Well, let's have a look at this article anyway. This is actually in the Care for Calais. Alright, there's loads of articles about this at the moment, everywhere at the moment. There's masses of them. But the more, I think Care for Calais is probably the more aggressive of any of the articles. Because obviously they're a little bit biased. They are a little bit biased because they are trying to help the people involved. So tonight the UK government has serious questions to answer about the Bibby Stockholm barge. Now this morning it emerged that the unsafe levels of Legionella pneumonia bacteria was found in the barge's water supply, which basically is tanks. The tanks will be fed from main water now because it's on the coast, but they'll be using the tanks as think of like a header kind of thing. It won't be a header because it won't be above your head, because it's probably in tanks that are in the bilges and it'll all be pumped water supplies. Now the droplets of water containing this bacteria are inhaled, and it can cause Legionnaire's disease, which has a mortality rate of 10 to 80%. That's quite high, wouldn't you say? I would say that's pretty high. Marcus, flushing the system would have stopped it. Yeah, they should have done. They should have flushed it. Now, when, the old boat and game of old man and what have you, and what we do with old boats and that, we'd use aquatabs, which are basically like bleach tabs. It's a bit like sterilising tabs you'd have for your baby bottles and stuff. And you'd put a certain amount of them into the tanks, what have you, leave it for a bit, you flush it. First you let it dissolve in the tank, and it's in basically a bit of a bleachy water, basically. You leave it there for a little while, a day maybe, and then you'd flush it right through, get rid of it all. So it'll make you come through all the pipes now, so you've got to go to each individual outlet, wherever the water is, and then from that you can then flush the whole block through with fresh water if you want. You can actually, you can drink the water with aquatabs in, but obviously it's chlorine added. Now, you think about your swimming pools and your spas and all that. It's pretty much exactly what they put in those. It's just chlorine. That's what it is. Chlorine. Bleach. So, chlor. So, this morning emerged as unsafe levels of this bacteria. If the droplets of water containing the bacteria are inhaled, it can cause Legionnaire's disease, which has a mortality of 10 to 80%. That's untreated. You need antibiotics quickly. It could be 1 to 3 weeks. But if you don't get your antibiotics, it is quite frightening what happens. It is. Let's see if I can bring that up so I can show you that. I think that's it. So let's have that bit first. I think that's the one. Is that the right one? So the risk factors for hospital-acquired pneumonia are recent surgery, intubation, process of placing a tube into the trachea, mechanical ventilation, aspiration, presence of nasogastric tubes. This is all getting a bit scary, wouldn't you say? And the use of respiratory therapy equipment. And the most susceptible hosts are immunocompromised patients you heard about with COVID, didn't you? Including organ transplant recipients and cancer patients and those receiving cortisone or cortisone steroids. Okay, saying that. Bleh. So anyway, delay in diagnosis, and well, it's basically it's extremely dangerous. And untreated Legionnaire's disease usually worsens during the first week, and in common with other risk factors causing severe pneumonia, but you got flu symptoms. And most frequent complications of legionellosis are respiratory failure, shock, acute kidney, and multi-organ failure. And Suella Braverman was happy to put the people on there because when she actually knew that the the Legionnaires was there. Probably Salmonella as well. It's probably E. coli. It's probably something there. But anyway, it's, they knew that the Legionnaires was on the ship before they put them on there. They thought they'd get away with it. But it leaked. 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon, it got leaked to the press. And then at that point, the government decide they're going to do something. They're going to notify it and say, we're going to have to get them off then, aren't we? Can't have people dying on us. It look bad, you see. Not because of the lives, it looks bad. 5 o'clock, they sent a text to the people, the 38 or whatever they are on that baby Stockholm. They sent them a text in English. Some of them don't even speak English. Total disregard for human life. Total disregard. For the life of me, I don't understand how anyone could think this is okay. Now, like I said before a million times, that is not suitable for that amount of people. It's not suitable for long-term stays. The Bibby Stockholm. The Bibby Stockholm is designed for, well, it's workers' accommodation, and workers are at work. They're not living in the Bibby Stockholm. It'll be empty most of the time, or it'll be shift workers, I imagine. But individuals will not be spending 24/7 on the Bibby Stockholm. Just not how it works. It's frustrating, it's annoying, it's embarrassing and shameful. And what does it say about, well, the people who, quite frankly, think it's okay? What does it say about them? Nothing positive. No. Not in my mind, anyway. So, anyway. Careful, isn't it, eh? Lovely. We've got such a lovely government. Well, crikey. So, because of this risk, everyone on the barge should have been evacuated immediately. They knew before they put them on there. Anyway, it didn't happen. They didn't get evacuated straight away. So at lunchtime, we were contacted by 3 men on the barge who had not been informed of the outbreak, nor warned to avoid the water. And the men were unable to find staff to supply information. And it transpired that other refugees were on the barge, but none knew of the danger. They'll be having the showers, cleaning their teeth, vaporising their water and what have you. Put the kettle on. Steam. Okay, you could argue the kettle would actually kill the bacteria, I suppose, but yeah. So the men were given a letter of explanation, but were not due to be moved from the barge until the early evening. Now, the volunteer, or our volunteer, this is obviously for the Care of Calais, Dr. David Thomas, is a fellow at the Institute of Chemical Engineers. He commented, "This is a very serious situation. People die from exposure to Legionella bacteria, and you are at a greater risk if your immune system is compromised, which we know in the case of some of the refugees." They've also they've been putting disabled people on there as well. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's just what's been said. That everyone should have been evacuated as soon as the Legionella was discovered. The bacteria is typically found in old heating systems and have been unused for several months. Well, I doubt it's the heating systems. It's going to be the water supply, the pipes, the stagnant water everywhere. Now, I mentioned earlier about here in France. In France, for instance, now, it's different to the UK, obviously, it's France. But everything's different in France. In the UK, we used to have what we'd call, what's that on my hat? What was that? Oh, it was a bit of cotton. A bit of cotton on my hat. I don't know how I got on there. Get the mystery up tomorrow. Well, in the UK, you'd have a header system. You know, heating systems quite often. Okay, a lot of time now you've got instantaneous water. You've got combi boilers and stuff like that. But we used to use a lot of, you've got like a back boiler or something like that. You would have a header system. You'd have a header system for your radiators. You'd have a header system for your hot water. We got a tank on the roof with a little float valve in it. Quite often they're open. All sorts of nasty stuff can get in there. Dead rats and stuff. Maybe the old, maybe the neighbour. I don't know. Well, here in France, that's not legal. Those systems aren't legal here in France. All systems here they're sealed. And the reason for that is there's legionnaires. Because open systems like that they're bad news because the temperature's here. And properties get being left for long periods of time and not being used. So you've got water sitting there stagnant. Ideal breeding ground for all legionnaires. It's a problem. So, in the UK, though, it's obviously not a problem. Very few people have a problem with legionnaires in the UK. And obviously, you've got other places to get legionnaires from, would be obviously air conditioning systems and stuff like that. And even in your car. That's why you're supposed to change that filter. You've got a carbon filter for your ventilation system in your car. You're supposed to change that regular. Because bacteria will reside in that filter. Slug. Sprawled out she is. What's she like, eh? So yeah, it's just common sense, isn't it? It's just common sense to do the right thing. And also we should be doing the right thing by people anyway. Are we humane? Do we have humanity? Oh, actually, before we do that, let's get back to the chat again, shall we? Yeah, because I kind of been blabbering again, haven't I? I've been blabbering. Let's get make it a little bit bigger. There you go. So, perhaps they need to fumigate with a controlled burn. That's what they need to do in that tinder box. Yeah, I have a feeling that they were hoping that some of those migrants actually died. I do know what that thought crossed my mind, Joel. It really did. I think they'll be glad if they just disappeared. The fact of the matter that they allowed them to go on there when they knew that they had those legionnaires on there, and the fact they allowed it to go on and didn't do nothing about it. They just wanted that headline, didn't they? With Stop the Boat Speak. Just need that headline. It hasn't panned out for them, has it? It looks really bad now. And there's been calls for them to be sacked. Yeah, to resign. Let's go back up again. There. Oh, Alistair, Mark's flushing system would have stopped it, yes. Were they planning on towing the barge to Rwanda? Says Tommy Gunn. Hello, Tommy Gunn. Hope you're well, my friend. Oh, dear. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe to the Ascension Islands. Maybe. Well, this is a classic example of expendency over regulation, yes. That is. Just get rid of them all. That's what they're saying, isn't it? Number 3, any party that we will prosecute the Tories for their serious crimes in its manifesto gets my vote. Do you know what? Yes, please. That's what we need. We need some honesty in politics, don't we? We really do need some honesty in politics. Let's move that. That's too big. Why is it so big? Did you just scroll it down a little bit? Let's see if make it so fit a little bit better. Not that one. I'll put that one. Oh, I'm messing this up big time now. Oh, crikey, it's just nuts, and it really is nuts. Yeah, we do. That'll be really good, that with number 3. We do need them to do that. Oh, who's talking about Kitchener? Oh, number 3 again. Replying to who's Zebediah Thomas? Cholera ran through the English concentration camps in South Africa during the Boer Wars, and the Saffers have never forgotten that. Well, would they? Just like all those who were starved in Ireland, and all those who were starved in India. That was down to old Winston Churchill. 15 million, wasn't it? Basically got starved. He stole their rice. Well, cheap barge for sale, please. Just sink it. Let's just sink the Mars. What can we use that for? What can we use that for? A dam? It's a big old thing, isn't it? The amount of money's been wasted. It's just unreal. Everything they've done and spent huge amounts of money on has not worked. It just hasn't worked. It's nuts, isn't it? Well, yeah, Joel. Kira Connor. EU influence, I believe. Oh, okay. I have a feeling that we're hoping some of the... Oh, yeah, we've done that. Done that. Oh, back now we're going. Gingers! As I keep saying, if they die, the government doesn't have to process them or pay for their food and lodging. Yeah. I know. That's been said before, but it's true, isn't it? I think it's true. Oh, we've got a limerick. Oh, dear. Okay, we've got a limerick by Top Smoke. Here comes a limerick by Top Smoke. There was once a YouTuber called Phil. His skin looked fresh from the grill. A t-shirt from the Star Wars, and a pink set of drawers. On the weekend, he identifies as a daffodil. Oh, dear, poor Phil. Oh, this talk about Phil has given me heartburn, says Joel. One of the folks on the barge had TB. Oh my giddy aunt. I didn't see you there, buddy. Crikey, it's just... Oh, you're right, Billy Kershaw. It is shameful. He says, my granddad was at the liberation of Bergen-Belsen. Oh, so was mine. In fact, he's one of the first people to... Well, my grandfather was a driver for... I think it was Colonel Baig, I think it was. And he had nightmares ever since. The Von Kramer was held in the... for his protection... Let's give it that. Von Kramer was held in the freezers for his own protection, because I was going to stand trial and all that, which he did. And my grandfather had to put him in there. And one of the memories my grandfather had, post-memories, post-nightmares, was bodies hanging, seeing bodies hanging in the actual in the freezers. Not because there was bodies hanging in the freezers, because there wasn't, but there was bodies piled up on the way in as they drove in, and shocking. And he probably the way the mind works, I mean, he's two and two together, what have you, and that's his reoccurring nightmare. But they had to hold Von Kramer in there just to protect him from those who have been freed, basically, the prisoners of war. They want to kill him. Now, in Von Kramer's defence, he actually did, because they had all sorts of problems. They had cholera or diphtheria or something. What's the one with the bad water and stuff? Anyway, they had a lot of typhoid. They had typhoid in the camp, and as one of the biggest problems was water. They couldn't get any water. They couldn't get any food and stuff. And why was that? Because the water was coming in, you see, and the food was coming in via train. And the Americans blew the train up. Because obviously armaments might have munitions. And anyway, that's kind of how it happened there. So that's quite interesting. It's surprising how many people were stationed in France at the time and end up at Belsen. Can you imagine that? Oh my God. Oh. Since we were in the EU, things got a lot better, and now we're left. And things are getting a lot worse, like they are. Well. Number 3 says, okay, here we go. Okay, no other one there. There was a YouTuber called All Shorts who often gave voice to his thoughts about this and that, or catching a rat. And now he's talking about ports. Excellent, thank you. Just saying says, in America, honesty and politics now is considered witch hunting. Oh my God. Crikey, we've gone some real dark times, haven't we? Really have. And Mad Monk says here, 15 million a year on these barges could be spent on getting more staff to process the asylum claims quicker. We need a safer route. We desperately need a safe route. Because none of this is going to stop them coming. Don't forget, these people, they're crossing the channel knowing that they might not make it. How are you going to deter people by just saying, oh, you're going to put you in an asylum ship? It's not going to work, is it? Top Smoke says, do a topical video about mad cow disease. Are you talking about 26 how it's rife in countries the UK is going to bring meat in from? I could do that. That's a good idea. Actually, I'll write that down. It's a good video idea because it's on point. And also, it is a massive issue. If you look what's been going on recently with Brazilian meat, especially at the moment, that was apparently all checked and what have you, all tickety-boo, but it doesn't say it's going to be tickety-boo tomorrow. And actually other people went in there and said, no, it's not. The machines, the actual, the abattoirs themselves are in such a disgusting state. Yeah, they're supposed to be cleaned every single day, basically pressure washed down and what have you, but they're not. There's bits of dead cow everywhere. Old dead cow. It's like beef jerky hanging off the machines. Unintentionally, obviously. So yeah, mad cow disease, that's a good one, I like that. Imported meat. Note taken. Oh, you're getting compliments there, number 3 from Top Smoke. That you are. We already had a mad Tory disease. That we do. Apparently, he would never talk about it. Sorry, I really didn't mean to bring that up. Apparently, he would never talk about it. He wouldn't never talk about it. What have I missed? Oh, scrolling up. What worries me is that. What worries me, says Joel, that all these news are not even reported in the EU, unless they need some filler. The Tories and other corrupt politicians are having a free hand on the UK. Yeah, they are. Well, the thing is, look who's backing them. You know, Keith Rupert Murdoch, News Corp. I uploaded a video actually, I think it was yesterday about it, and it's there's an article in The Sun, and it just was a bit of an eye-opener, really. Well, not an eye-opener, I think we really already knew, but it's confirmed what we already knew. If you're running the air conditioning in your car, the best thing to do is 5 minutes before you arrive, turn it off and turn the fan on high. It helps dry the system. That makes a lot of sense. Good advice, Steve McGowan. Thank you. Now, unfortunately, my car's air conditioner stopped working. It's leaking. Yeah. I had it topped up and it just disappeared. It was working for a day. I've done that. And for breeding mosquitoes, apparently. Okay. Well, I don't know what that is. I missed something there. Up. You know why? Because I'm reading these from the bottom to the top. That's a bit silly, really, isn't it? Okay, gone that way. There'll be mass uprising, number 3. The people have been dumbed down. Now, you know all this was going on with these kids at the moment, there, like Oxford Street, and it's like the latest craze to be relevant. Yeah, let's cause havoc in Oxford Street and maybe loot a few shops even. I mean, be a complete nuisance. And some people say, well, the parents might have it. Maybe the parents should be looking after the kids. Where are the parents? Allowing these kids, or young teenagers running around like that, playing havoc. They are. But I'd have to ask myself, really, is have the parents actually even got time to look after their children? Especially in this cost of living crisis, they're getting second jobs and stuff. They can't pay the bills. We're already in an environment where both parents are at work. And sometimes they haven't got a clue what's going on. How can you be a parent if both parents are in circumstances which means they have to work? Both of them. I know some people are going to say, oh, you want your flat screen TVs? You want your iPhones? Like Nigel Farage, there's a picture coming on the beach of Calais. Oh, look at all their iPhones and their fancy clothes going. They didn't have no flat screen TVs though. No, not on the boat. No. Well, the comments under Sky News video about the death of the channel. Oh my god, I ain't seen it. I don't know if I want to. I can imagine. Let them drown and stuff. Well, that brings me on to a video clip. I feel I can find it. I've got so crushed up on it, it's quite hard to see anything. Not that one. Is that one? Or is that one? I think that's that one. I might have to scroll that. I'll do what. Make it big. I'm making it big. I am. Let's get rid of that for a second. Why is it doing that? So I'll bring that back down again. Oh, it didn't do that. That's fine. It's just me. Me being an idiot. Okay. Right. Up there we go. That's not the one I wanted. Is it the one? Is it that one? Nope. Oh, I've got to find it now. There was a video clip I want to share with you. And now it's... Oh, actually, before I do, I'm going to just do this, because this is... Right, there we go. Carol Vorderman's had a few words. Yes, there we go. Now, Suella Braverman, or Legionella Braverman, my thoughts and prayers are with those affected by the tragic loss of life in the Channel today. This morning I spoke with the Border Force teams who have been supporting the French authorities in response to this incident. Oh, she's such a caring person. Why else would you do that tweet? Or is it an eeks? I don't know what is it, eeks or tweet. I don't know. Well, Carol Vorderman, she says. You are the very worst of the worst, utterly undeserving of the position you hold. You decry everything that has been good in this country during my lifetime, seeking to cause division at every turn. I am ashamed of you and the government of which you serve. Well, you self-serve. Well said, self-serve. She's a self-serving Legionella Braverman. And then Buck Brexit. Buck Frexit. Get stuffed. They have died because of your deliberate lack of safe routes. You risked their lives to get the votes of rancid racists. Shame on you. Yeah, faux sympathy, Corella. Yeah, nothing more. Thoughts and effing prayers from a ghoul. Fascism is alive and well in you. So she isn't getting a lot of positive feedback, is she? No, not at all. I know, I can see you there, Wally. I can hear you too. No, I can. Oh, crikey. There you are, my boy. You got work for it. Oh, there he is. Oh, okay. There, Dora. What? 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 Okay, one more. One more. Oh, you didn't. Oh, you didn't come up for it. There you go, little Wally. You're a beautiful boy, aren't you? Oh, my little Dora. No, it's Dora's. Go on, one more for you. Look, he's a little bug. He don't eat his food. He just wants treats all the while. Yeah, a little devil, aren't you? Hmm. How can I resist, though? Eh? How can I resist? You know, you're right. Yeah. Sort of fella. Well, he needs his own seat, doesn't he? He needs a little chair, a little perch. That's what he needs. I have to make him a perch. What do you reckon, Wally? Do you want a perch? Probably. As long as there's treats, he don't care. Well. Oh my Gideon. Painful it is. All this is painful. I need to find that flipping video I want to share with you. Oh, what am I like? Not that one. Oh, it's this one. Oh my goodness. Sanjita Meister, that is. Sanjita Meister. And, yeah. So, I was on Twitter Should we call it shitter? It's on the shitter. Yeah. You can't be bothered because you do not think my name is worth saying. And why is that, Jonathan? Well, in this impassioned debate following the migrant evacuation of the Bibi Stockholm, Sakiji Meister shuts down the caller after he refuses to pronounce her name correctly. Why? Some people are just so childish. It's just so childish. I'll just let them dig themselves a hole personally, but there you go. But there we are. Okay. There we go. Let's see if we can have a little bit of sound so I can off. That's off on there. Okay. Here we go.
Why do you want them sent back to France?
Because they don't belong here.
But why do they belong in France?
Because they've come through France. France is not at war, last time I knew. It's a safe country. So why have they come here? They come here because they can get benefits here.
Not true.
We have internal problems with this country.
Yes, that's true.
But some of the problem we've got, Sunita, is the fact that we have too much population, whatever colour they are. We have too many people. That's why the NHS doesn't work. Too many people. It was made for 40 million people. It's covering double that now. No wonder it doesn't work.
You do know that when they arrive here, they're supposed to be processed through the asylum system, the asylum immigration system. And what's actually happening, Jonathan, is that system, it's gone beyond breaking point. Do you not think that the real problem here is system collapse? And the only people responsible for that system collapse is the government of the day.
The system is against these people because we don't want them. They are not
lovely
our
guy,
problem.
isn't he? Lovely.
There's no problem with the system.
I'm totally confused by why you keep
delaying
saying
them.
they're not our problem. I don't see them as a problem. I see them as a human being, potentially in a great deal of need.
You are completely wrong.
Okay,
This
let me tell you.
country
Well, hang on a
cannot
minute.
keep taking all
Wait a
these
minute,
people.
Jonathan. What am I wrong on exactly?
Oh,
Because first of
okay.
all, you start this conversation by saying to me that, Sangeeta, you're absolutely right. The reason we've got massive waiting lists, bigger than ever before, the reason we can't buy houses, the reason our economy has flatlined is not because of this 100,000 asylum seekers. And now you're saying it is. So which one is it, Jonathan?
I'll tell you which one it is, Sunita. You're wrong.
First of all,
because
get my
you're
name right.
mixing-
First of all,
You
get
are
my name
wrong.
right. What is
You're
my name?
completely-
Jonathan, what is my name? It is sheer laziness on your part that you cannot be bothered to say the name of the presenter who you are speaking to. So say my name correctly, and then we can carry on having a conversation. What is my name,
You're
Jonathan?
just picking on the next thing.
What is my name?
You're so sad.
What is
You're
my
so
name?
sad.
You won't be bothered because you do not think my name is worth saying. And why is that, Jonathan?
I
'Cause you're
think,
brown.
right, you're wrong. And you're just using this name thing now because you're being picky, because you're losing the argument.
I'm certainly not losing the argument, my friend. You think this country is quote unquote full and we have too many people. You think we have no legal obligations to assess the claims made by asylum seekers. Wrong. You seem to think that the reason you can't get a hospital appointment, or whoever it is you think can't get a hospital appointment, is because of these asylum seekers. You are wrong. You seem to think the housing crisis is because of these few thousand people. You are wrong. I have not lost this argument in any way, shape or form. And you, Jonathan, do not have the decency to ring up this radio station and say my name properly.
You're very protective over her name. But she's right. She's right. The fact of the matter is that the bloke's flipping racist, if you ask me. But there you go. Now, Stanley Johnson said, when he was asked, he's been interviewed, how many people do you think, should be in the UK? It's about 20 million. 20 million. What are we going to do with the rest of them? We can have a cull. We can start with Stanley Johnson, maybe. And that caller, Jonathan, maybe. The nasty critters. I think sometimes we are a little bit soft, I suppose I do, sometimes on some issues. Other issues, I think we're too hard. Wally, can you stop winding up? He's whinging now. He said, Daddy, I want another treat. I want another treat, Daddy. That's what he's saying. Anyway, back into the chat a second. There we go. So. Well, let's go back down to the bottom here. Adrian Wilson, hope you will. The same people who like to say we, as Britain, are full, are frequently the same who insist that we that we want to see higher British fecundity rate. I can't even say that. Yeah, more British children. The problem is we're not making them anymore. I feel regarding British children or whatever, having children in the UK, because their fertility rates have gone right down, haven't they? The idea that we have like 2.5 children per family, it's for the birds now, and many men and many women have decided, well, they're wary of marriage now for shortism. I'm not talking about height, okay? I know I'm short. I'm talking about shortism of the period of time that somebody's married for. It's so easy to get divorced these days. When things go a bit pear-shaped. Now, me and Demis, we've been married now, 30-odd years, and been together about 34 or something like that. Anyway, my terrible dates. And there's been highs and there's been lows, but we saw it through, But I understand, obviously, some people, in relationships get to a point where, it's gone so pear-shaped, you're never going to recover from that. But what happens in modern relationships when you have a situation where a couple it breaks down, the relationship breaks down, maybe early on in the relationship, well, maybe have some kids as well. Well, somebody's going to be left paying child support payments and stuff like that. I think a lot of youngsters now are frightened to get married and frightened to have children, very concerned because relationships don't seem to last anymore. They really don't. In some cases, they shouldn't because there's too much toxicity there. And in some cases, when the kids start leaving home, what have you, and a couple will realise the only thing that was gluing us together, the glue in the relationship, was the children, and all of a sudden, it's just you two. You realise, we've got nothing in common. We fall out of love with each other, I suppose, as well as all sorts of things. Yes, Wally. Sorry to have bonked on the head with a tree. You could have caught it. Oh, Wally. So there's issues, isn't there? There's issues in society that need to be addressed. And will it ever be addressed? No, I think we go down a whole slippery slope in society. They are. Are you okay there, Wally? You desperate, are you? You're desperate. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You pushed on my keyboard, thank you. So. Oh, Ben Riddens. Hello there, hope you're well. And Sharon Gate. Stanley Johnson was quick to say post-referendum that he will apply for his French citizenship. Yeah, he's got it. Yeah, he's got that. He did have a house in Italy as well, but the neighbours were, if I remember rightly, it's a while ago now, the neighbours were complaining because he didn't cut the grass. They're scruffy buggers. They really are scruffy buggers. Stanley in France. Get over here. Get over there, Marcus. Give him a good pummeling. Yeah. Nobody. Kool-Aid says, and he's got this bang on right, nobody can afford 2.4 kids without 8 jobs. Now, my dear daughter, you've met my granddaughters and stuff, and my pooping grandson. Pooking grandson. Well, speak of the devil, I can actually show you that. There you are.
This is my brother. Say hi to my brother. This is my brother. That's Kylie.
I told you that would happen. Did you say that? I've now got sick everywhere. I don't make so much sauce. Oh dear. Children, eh? Well, we went to clubs and other stuff they have to do. It's just so expensive. It really is expensive. The clothes and stuff like that's not really a big issue. It's all the other stuff they seem to have to do these days. It's got ridiculous. And the thing is, though, you see, Although my daughter has a garden, it's kind of back to front. The garden's actually at the front of the house. And you wouldn't want the kids playing, young children playing in the front garden like that. Not these days. Not where they live. No, it's not safe. It's not safe. So you end up taking them places. They cost money, and it's just an ongoing problem. It's quite sad, really. I think that we live in a place where we don't feel safe. I do, because I live in the middle of nowhere. But they've got the cows, so they're a bit scary sometimes. Got big knackers that they have, the bulls have. Yeah. What's going on here? Why not scroll down? Oh, there we go. Migrants are likely cheaper on the host country than the newborn native citizens. Yeah, as could point out, as their education, years of and experience as well, and expenses are a bit recovered elsewhere. They are cheaper, aren't they? On average, that is, he says. And hello Billy Kirkshaw, we're building the house in the future together, and the little piece of rope won't hold it together. Kate Bush. Oh, wow, wow, wow. Something like that. I should do a cartwheel. Maybe. Well. Oh dear. Oh, it's just for charity. Oh, pummeling! Got a bit pummeling of Stanley Johnson. Can I start with Boris Johnson first? Yeah. First of all, I'd castrate him. That's what I do first. Get my bricks. Stick them in those bricks and castrate him. That's what you need. Good castrating. Bifferel says, I live in North Lancashire. We have plenty of wide open spaces, but the Duke of Westminster wants to keep lots of it so he and his chums can massacre tame pheasants and probably foxes and other animals and baiting and God knows what else they're doing. It's been quite exposed at the moment, and it's bleeding shocking, and nothing is going to happen. No. In fact, these Tories are now trying to campaign to... Oh, who was I saw? Oh, crikey. Going on about, our culture. Oh, no, that was flipping Darren Grimes. Darren Grimes did a little video on GB News going on about how our culture's been hampered or has been suppressed by the wogerati or something, you know. They wouldn't want him either, though. If he stuck himself in a little red cape and stuck him on a horse, hunting foxes, they wouldn't want him. They think, who's this knob? God, idiots. I remember the change to the law, followed by a flood of divorces. Oh, what change is that? Oh, what do you mean like... Can you get a divorce online now? Do a degree easy. Was it degree easy? What's the final one? Or the first stage? Well, their wife is divorced, and oh crikey! I met Caroline actually before, when she was actually married. But I was a kid. I literally was a kid, and I visited Caroline's quite often actually as a kid because I used to go and play with her brother. Yeah. Yeah, Caroline's 9 years older than me. So, it's quite funny now that we're married. It's a bit odd. It seems really odd. And that was years later, obviously. And obviously you'd be a paedophile. You'd be locked up. Bit of luck. I forgot my point now. Oh, Gideon. Yeah, she was divorced or what have you, but it was quite hard to do at the time. It was more long drawn out, but her ex-husband was a Schedule 1 offender. He was a paedophile. Yeah, he's a horrible piece of work. And he got away with it. He got away with it because Caroline was pregnant. And this was with his nieces. 2 nieces, 14 years old. And because the parents because the pressure of the family didn't actually pursue it, he got away with it. David Holland, if you want to know. That's his name. Sorry, David Holland, but not. Beat him up. There's something there. We're going to get him fine and beat him up. Yeah, he deserves it. Schedule 1 offender, that's what he is. Anyway, that made it very easy, actually, for me and Caroline to not allow him access to the kids, obviously. Now, my son, Darren, who actually lives here in France at the moment, he'd, all the kids would art therapy. To see how they felt about everything. Well, when, crikey, Darren drew this picture. Crikey. when he was asked by, I think her name was Carol. Yeah, it was Carol. And when asked, oh, who's this then? Oh. Well, the picture was a picture of a car crashing into a wall and a little man hanging out the window with blood everywhere. He's a kid. He was only 5. So, it's a little kiddie picture. And it's quite gruesome. And when Carol asked him what that was, he said it was Daddy David. Needless to say, shortly after that, the recommendations went through and said, nope, no access. Well, I don't understand why we had to go through all that, for that to happen in the first place. At the end of the day, he was a scheduled offender. But that was the times, you see. I can't imagine that happening now. If you can get somebody to help you, that is. Devils. So anyway, yeah, so Carol, she really went through it, she did, and broke her. Really broke her. And then she got me. Poor critter. That she is. Yeah, so, yeah, cheers, Ben. Yeah, it's, it was difficult times. It was difficult times, but, I'll tell you another little story that actually happened. When he was having access, before this all come to head, when he was having access, the sort of person he was, the house that Caroline was living in, and David was living with her. I was then with Caroline at the time. David wasn't living there; he's living with his mother. Well, he wanted to get some stuff. It's okay, go and get some stuff. Well, there's various bits and pieces there. There was an old car and that you want to get, and there's an old what's it called now? Old Vauxhall Cresta. That's old Vauxhall Cresta. And, cheers for the old likes. No, lovely, thank you. Ed's old Vauxhall Cresta. They picked that up, picked his tools up, dismantled his old shed, and that. We didn't have a problem with that because we were glad to get it out of the way. It's dangerous. So he took all this stuff. What did he say? He smashed every single paving slab up. We didn't know until he left. And the coal bunker, if you know what a coal bunker is, basically a concrete box where you keep your coal in. And he left at that point. We contacted the police when police wouldn't do nothing, obviously, because we didn't actually see him doing it. Caroline didn't want to go out. She scared, absolutely petrified him because he used to beat her up, seriously beat her up, and horrible man. Anyway, one day he turned up, walked through the house. We had one of them Aquavac bulldog vacuum cleaners on steel bodied thing, and he kicked it. I was sitting on the sofa watching Thomas the Tank Engine with Darren and Yasmin, Greener, and he kicked it across the room. I just lost it. I was only young. I absolutely lost it. And he went to the toilet. That's basically where his head to the toilet. Just went straight to the house. No consideration. It wasn't in his home anymore. And then, a lot of time had passed by then. I kicked his feet up from beneath him, and he cracked his head across the cistern. It didn't stop me though. I literally flushed the toilet while his head was in the toilet, and it was very, I was quite strong, mind, but he was quite a chunky guy, a strong guy. He used to work for May Gurney's. He was a grafter. Goodness knows he was a grafter, but he was also a nasty, evil piece of work who happened to be a paedophile. Yeah, David Holland is his name. Schedule 1 offender. Got off, he did. Kiddie fiddling with his nieces. How can that be right, How can those girls' parents allow that? Not allow it, just allow the pressure from the family. Your one job with children is to protect them. Make sure they're safe. And anything happens to them, you've got to make sure that, that proper due processes. Oh, crikey, sorry, that made me angry. But, long time ago now. It was a very long time ago. And my dog is still flipping whining. Aren't you, Wally? But yeah, okay, so... crazy. Number 3. Where are we? That is tough stuff, you're right, Karen. It's a standard Norfolk. Not generally, no. You know, a lot of Norfolk people. I thought think about Norfolk people. Most Norfolk people are very kind and considerate people. Most of them are, but they're also very insular. I'm Norfolk, for instance. You know, very insular people and protective. You know, and of our environment, our safe zone, so to speak, our little bubble. And people from the outside don't get, especially if they're not respectful, or they feel they're not being respectful, they'll get the cold shoulder. That's how it used to be. I don't know if it's the same now, to be honest. That's probably a bit different now. But it's become a lot more transient now, or a lot of commuters, what have you, from London coming to Norfolk, buying up houses cheap, what have you, and living there and commuting the rest of the week to London because, you know, for what they sell their property in London for, they could buy several properties for. Or a massive property in Norfolk. So, yeah, for them it makes sense. Just commute, especially with the new rail the new rail link from from Norwich to London now. It makes it's a really good train, it really is. Oh wait, goddamn. What have I missed? I've missed something there. Oh, Gingers, hello Gingers. My mother sent her 3 kids to therapy when she divorced our father, and we were asked what we thought, and all 3 of us said, it's about time. Oh dear. Good old day. No, there was guys like, when Caroline used to work nights and that, he'd be playing with himself, and the kids could see. That's what he's like. When we cleared out the what was the outside, would have been the outside toilet. It wasn't just a shed, but it wasn't a toilet in it. But what would have been the outside toilet? There was all there's brownie annuals for the brownies, you know, like Girl Guides type things in there. There was no reason for them to be there other than the fact that, you know, no one was into, you know, the only person who was into the brownies was him. Needless to say, the pages were a little bit sticky. Well, they weren't sticky, but they were just, you couldn't open them. It was just disgusting. No strangers folk, I'll tell you, especially those who walk around on hands and knees with wearing a nappy. They're a bit odd too, I would say. Yeah. Oh, hello, can I hope you well? Hello, everyone. And Ruth Guffery, hello there. Hope you're well. Do. Oh, that's when you call a fixer and the problem disappears. Now, at the time, I was only about 18, maybe 19 years old, and this was all going on. So I was only, I was winging it with myself, really. I just met Caroline. I have a fortune. Well, I knew of her before. But when we actually got together, she, say she's 9 years older than me, and it was, I suppose, a bit of a culture shock as well, really. Yeah, but I didn't really know what was going on in many ways. I wasn't exactly had much life experience at that point, I could do stuff, make stuff and what have you, but apart from that, I didn't have life skills. You don't at that age, and like everyone says, at that age you don't have life skills, they come in time. Pressure, care on the corner. Oh, Ben. Blimey, mate, hard times, yeah, they were terrible actually at the time. But that was kind of what it was like back then, And it was very difficult for Caroline to pull herself away from the relationship. When he used to get drunk, and Caroline, when he come home, what have you, and he'd beat her up, drag her around by the tights and stuff. Horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. And it's, it took a long while for Caroline to muster the courage to actually say no. And when she realised it was affecting the children, it was at that point she said enough is enough. And basically, what happened is she went to her mother's and stayed with her mother, and then they went to a solicitor, and the solicitor actually told her to go back to the house. That's what the solicitor told her. Go back to the house. And they sent him a letter to say you've got to leave. Basically got like an eviction notice, so to speak. And then the divorce proceedings carried on, and it's, crikey. Her solicitor was awful. Useless. Absolutely useless. Well, I'll tell you what one thing that happened. When we were sitting there in the courts, because obviously it was there with Caroline at the time, we were there in the court. I wasn't allowed in. And it's at Norwich County Court. And we're sitting there in the waiting room. David's sitting there with his parents were there. And half of them families sitting there as well. For what the hell's all this stuff about? And there's me and Caroline and our solicitor. Well, this solicitor was late. Well, she turned up and said, I just got stopped for speeding. Like, that's one great big joke. I thought, this is going to end well, isn't it? The thing is, though, Caroline, in his presence, would shake and shiver. She was frightened. She was scared, really scared. And she was forced to be in this little tiny room with David, with the judge. And it's like an arbitration hearing. And as it comes, eventually they stopped it in. They separated him because Carol was about to go into like a fit kind of. He's just in a hell of a way. And it's just stupidity. The whole thing's stupidity. They know what went on. They've been told what went on, and it's just a lack of empathy, isn't it? You know, that is. That's the justice system for you at the time. Well, the justice system at the moment is absolutely broken, as you probably know, because of Brexit and various other reasons. Well, and the fact that they're also complaining because the junior barristers are not getting paid, and as such, getting pay rises. So they were striking, weren't they? I don't know if they are at the moment, if they got any more strikes planned, but there's loads and loads of cases. Courts aren't actually sitting around the United Kingdom. No one's talking about this. But they're not sitting. So cases aren't getting dealt with. People aren't getting tried. So they're waiting and waiting and waiting. In some cases, they're in jail waiting. Britain. Broken Britain, you could say. Oh, cheers, number 3. My mother... Scroll down. Counselling, it helped me. Caroline hasn't actually had any counselling. I'll tell you the best thing for Caroline was when she started to work in school. It gave her confidence. And she had a job, basically. 4 kids, you see. We've got 6. Me and Caroline together, 6 kids. So there's a hell of a lot of work to do. The idea that you can have 2 parents work and you've got 6 kids is an impossibility. It really is. So Topswick says, I lived in Norwich for a year. Taverham. Oh, I know Taverham. Any longer and I would have had to marry my sister. Are you saying that we're all inbred? That's because it's farming. I tell you what, here in France, that's the ongoing joke here. That all the farmers are inbred. Because they don't want to split the land up, you see. Because the law in there, you can't disinherit your children and stuff. So in the UK, like for instance, old Caters and what have you in the Woodbastrick in Norfolk, Albie Cater got everything, and the other brothers got pretty much they get nothing, but they got a lot less. It wasn't equal. Anyway, he got pretty much everything gets handed to the eldest son. It doesn't happen in France. You can't disinherit your kids. Normally, what happens is it's split between everybody equally, which that means land gets split up, farms get split up, everything gets split up. Yeah. And quite often they don't agree on anything. And when you got the value of stuff, when you got you could have like 20 people involved on an inheritance, and needless to say, there's very little value in actually selling it. It's just nuts. I find it a bit of a nutty system, and they've obviously got their reasons. But as such, the French farmers are. Well, the allegation is they're all inbred, so they keep the land in the family. I wouldn't be surprised, to be fair. I wouldn't be surprised. I was saying my farmer. Oh my God, he looks like a sister. Not a sister. He looks like his wife. That's it. Anyway, back into the channel. So I lived in Norwich for okay, I got married my sister. Okay, Taverham. Yeah, I know Taverham. Not Casper Northern, I know Casper. Hi Joe, 91 Lee, Ruvka Free, and Tom Gunn. Tommy Gunn says, leaving the UK helped me. You know what, helped me and all, to be honest. Crikey, I was so stressed. Constant stress. I was chasing my tail, I was business and stuff like that. Constantly chasing my tail. I need to be able to breathe again, if not me. Need some space, some time. And I'm not very good in closed spaces anyway. I get a bit claustrophobic in many ways. So it was quite good for me to come here, because I've got plenty of land, plenty of space. Some people say too much. Oh, we lived near the Otter Pub in Fort Marriott. I think it was in 2003. Well, I know the Fort Marriott, and I had the contract there to do all the grounds maintenance. In Taveram. If you know the big playing field in Taveram, there's like a tree line. I say tree line, it's like a little plantation, like a row of trees in a plantation there. And there's one particular tree where all the dog owners would hang up the dog poo. We used to call it the dog poo tree. And because our contracts we used to do for the councils, we had maintenance contracts for grounds maintenance, and we had building contracts with the building regulation people in the Broadland District Council. Broadland Planning, sorry, and building regulation approval. It's the same building anyway. Anyway, we had the contract to do all the grass cutting around there. We used to do, seen the machine I use here on the land here. It's actually the same machine we use of ferrous Seroturn. And one employee's going to cut the grass around all the trees and stuff like that. And there's trees with poo hanging up, bags of poo hanging up in the trees. You're dodging, flip them as you're whizzing around your machine, dodging some like poo, dog poo hanging in trees. Is that environmental? No, it's not. Neither are all those stupid little plastic bags. I understand you don't want, you put it somewhere where it makes sense, not hang it in a tree. The problem is when one person starts doing it, they all start doing it, hanging poo in trees. We called it the poo tree. Nasty. And then they are flipping stripping in long grass, and the bags have fell off because the bags started rotting. And it's strimming, and you get it in your eye. You get a pink eye, dog pink eye. Yeah. Anyway, enough of that. So number 3, the problem is there's not enough psychologists. There isn't. Nope, to help people that need it. Now, that brings me on to my little niece, who, okay, she calmed down now, but she needs to have be put on statement. Didn't get one. Months and months and months went past. Didn't get one. Been referred for a statement, but didn't get one. Now our little Tochi, lovely little thing she is most of the time, but she has her moments, and we think she might have a little bit of ADHD or something like that. I just think she's just mad. But anyway, Yasmin wants to have a scene, but she can't get anyone to see her. And the doctor says it's got to be referred by the school, and the school says it's got to be referred by the doctor. It's just no one knows what they're doing. So anyway, I walked into a guy's room once when I was at uni. He was on the bed with his sister, very cosy. They seemed to think the door was locked properly. That sounds incestual to me. Was she pretty? Oh dear. So, Charringate, the split-up rule was introduced by Napoleon to reduce the power of nobility. Oh, okay. Interesting. Thank you, Charringate. Just Saying says, at least have to be a second cousin for crying out loud. Oh, yeah. Now, actually, my sister actually dated my cousin, Ollie. Yeah, for a while. He had Tribsa, which is... It was a cross between a Triumph and a BSA. A Tribsa, they called it. Yeah, a long time ago. Lovely. He's into his classic bikes, you see. He's a very nice bloke, actually, to be fair. Anyway, my sister dated him for a while, cousin. Felt a bit odd. There you go. It's like being a postman in England. Is it? Isolation is torture, says number 3. I know that myself. Yeah, I do. Isolation. I'm probably the opposite in many ways. Then again, doing this, I can't constantly talk to people. I know I'm not seeing your faces and stuff like that, or your reactions necessarily, but it's not the same, is it? It's not. No, it isn't the same. But I'm quite happy with my own space. I've got Caroline in mind, to be fair, so it's not really isolation. I've got the dogs, so, and people do come here, but I'm quite happy with I can spend quite a lot of time just on my own doing stuff, making stuff, what have you, or doing YouTube videos even. I'm quite... I content doing that. You know what I mean? So, everything I do, I tend to try and give everything I can, and probably where I'm going wrong because I don't always think it through properly. I'm a bit a bit sporadic. It's me. That's who I am. Maybe I've got ADHD. Maybe it's is it hereditary? I just have an idea that Braverman is sat in the chair, rock backward and forth, and laughed at the poor souls that continue to be lost at sea. I'm a bit surprised, quite frankly. Yeah, she does give you that vibe. She's evil. She really is evil. Rudy G married his cousin. Ooh. Did he? How is the asylum? I haven't had any asylum. Anyway, talk about asylum, actually, if that is a hint. Let's get back onto that one there. Bum, 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 bum.
Why do you want them sent back to France?
Stop that. Bum, 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 bum. Right here, that one. Look on the bright side. I don't know how.
Who is going to win?
Who? Alexander Boris Pfeffel Johnson can actually pull this off. What the hell is he on about? Hey? Have you seen this?
Who is going to win in the cage fight between tech tycoons Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg? I'll tell you who's going to win. Whatever happens, the American economy is going to win. Find out why and what it means, above all, for Brexit Britain in my column in the Daily Mail. Who is going to win in the case?
What the hell did he just say? I tell you who's going to win that fight, if there is ever a fight. It probably will never happen, and that'll be Mark Zuckerberg. He's flippin' ripped, he is, I'll tell you. He does like cage fighting and stuff. Or some kind of taekwondo type stuff. And he's blooming good at it and all. You reckon old Mr. Skinny Fat is going to stand a chance? Elon Musk. Well, Elon Musk decided to get a bit of training there as well, isn't he? He ain't going to win that one. He really is not going to. Yeah. Mark Zuckerberg's been doing this for a while now. Yeah, it's not. It's a recent thing, the last few years. But he's actually winning matches. He's probably paying the bloke to lose, actually, to be fair. Anyway. Anyway, where was I? So we know about Legionnaires' disease. We know about that one. What's the time anyway? I'm getting carried away here. Not that one. There you go, back onto that one. Right, it's absolutely disgusting, as you know. The Billy Stockholm. So when exactly was the bacteria discovered on the barge? Yeah. What about top? I've done that already. How far did I get down? Oh, my giddy aunt. Come down. Oh, there we go. That's what we're doing. So the bacteria found in generally found in old heating systems that have been unused for several months. Now, the government and health safety executive guidelines say that such systems should be carefully checked and cleared before anyone is allowed to use them. The government must now explain. So when the results of the Legionella testing took place on 25th of July, when were they known? It followed its own guidelines in recommissioning the heating and ventilation systems. Did it? No, probably not. Why people are not told about the risk to their health. Oh, it's found in the water, so it's not about heating systems, is it? It's found in the actual water. Health once the authorities were aware of it. Now, why people were kept on the barge and why more transfers were attempted. And when the presence of the bacteria was known. These are all questions I need to answer. But will they? Nah. If anyone was aboard the barge when it has been tested for Legionnaire's disease. Now, Steve Smith, CEO of Care for Calais, and said, we have always known our concerns over the health and safety of the barge are justified, and this latest mismanagement just proves our point. I've been saying for ages, this is so obvious. It's not rocket science, is it? You can't start. Okay, this is before we put bodies on board. But imagine what it's going to be like when you start getting all these people on there, it's just going to, replicate. You know, it's just going to end up in other places, isn't it? I'll move around and sort of find its way. Generally speaking, it's not spread between people unless you're breathing heavy into each other's lungs. Resus or something. You can get it via resus. So the Bibi Stockholm is a visual illustration of this government's hostile environment against refugees. But it also has fast become a symbol for the shambolic incompetence which has broken Britain's asylum system. It was never fit for purpose. This has been going on for donkey's years. This isn't just recent. Okay, it's an influx now. And there's a lot more pressure, not to process their claims. They don't want to process them. I told you before, they don't want to process them. They do whatever they can not to process them. Like, some people have said in the comments tonight in the chat, I actually believe you might be right there, that they just want them to die. I won't be a bit surprised. But they don't want anyone to know. They didn't want anyone to know about this Legionnaires. There was only once, word got out through the press that they decided to, inform those on board by text. So it reminds me of when all those individuals, 700 people, got sacked on the P&O ferries. By text. Or a video message, wasn't it? You're sacked. The government should now realise that warehousing refugees, that's a good term, isn't it? Warehousing refugees in this manner. Warehousing refugees. That doesn't sound very humane, does it? In this manner is completely untenable, and should focus on the real job at hand at processing the asylum claims swiftly. Now, we already know that in France, Macron, he did say, if you set up we'll give you space, you can set up an asylum processing centre in Calais. They offered that. They rejected it because they don't want to process them. They don't want a safe route in the UK. Wouldn't it make more sense to process them on the French coastline or on the French land? At least those who fail the asylum process, they're already on the other side of the channel. I don't know what happens to them then. The super thing is we need people in the UK. We ain't got enough people to do the jobs. It's nuts. Absolutely nuts. So the government has shown an appalling cabinet attitude to other people's lives and safety. An attitude to which the Bibi Stockholm will forever be an ugly, shameful monument. Because that's what it is at the moment. It's a monument. There's a right old white elephant sitting there. And it must be permanently closed down, and the ministers must explain how it has come to such a dangerous and disgraceful end. Well, that thing was built in like 1974, 75, I think it was. It's quite an old vessel. The state of that hull on that barge. There wasn't always an asylum or a workers' ship. At one point, it was a prison. Oh, it is now. Hello, Wally. What are you doing there, my friend? You see his little eyes just there as well. Oh, no, those ones as well. Oh hello. That's mine. Daughter. You go too. Doors. It's like a slug. She's way too big, like me. Well, so. Oh my giddy aunt. These people are absolutely foul. Well, there was something else that my dear Mrs. shared with me. I need to find it because I can't remember where it is now. Is that one? No. Is that one? No. Is that one? No. That one. There we go. I think she sent it over. Where is it? No, that one. Can't find it. There is apparently those who are on there. There have been some who have got Legionnaires or they're feeling sick. We don't know if it's Legionnaires yet, but they're feeling sick. It makes sense if it was, wouldn't it? Really. But the thing is, this Legionnaires this ship is big. It's not necessarily going to be, unless it's actually in the tanks. If the Legionnaires is in the tanks, in the propagating in the voids, in the tanks, and the pipework, you need air. You've got to have air. There's bacteria. There's got to be some air involved. If it's in those sort of places, well, then it's got to get through the whole ship, isn't it? It's more likely to be localised, I imagine. There'll be certain, I don't know where they found it. They said they found it in the water. So is it in the water supply, or is it in maybe the start? Obviously, the bacteria, the spores, have got to come from somewhere in the first place. And were they always there? Were they in there when it's in Italy? And were they there in? Did it turn up? The bacteria turned up when it was in dry dock. Either way, it's been sitting there for a long period of time with stagnant water in the systems, and they clearly haven't flushed it through. Obviously haven't, they couldn't have. And now people are sick. And they were happy. They were happy to put people on, the individuals on the Bibi Stockholm, knowing full well there was Legionnaires. How can these people sleep at night? Honestly. Really? How can you sleep at night? No, that's what you're doing. Anyway, do you know what? Don't forget to boot the old load pan. It helps channel, you know. And it does. Anyway, back into the chat. Let's see what we got here. Oh, dear me. I do find it painful as well, you know. I really do. What does it say about us as a people? You know. Johnson is in a ditch. Yeah. Was he going to lay down in front of the bulldozers for the, what was it, Heathrow, I think? But apparently the runway's going to go ahead now, isn't it? I'll try not to be too intrusive, all shorts. You'll be fine, don't you worry. I'm looking forward to seeing you, madame. My plane leaves the US on September the 2nd. Oh my God, not long now, is it? Brahma reminds me of Marilyn Manson. Marilyn Manson. God. In the oh my God, that's a brilliant video. That's in Nobody's video. Oh, crikey, Marilyn Manson. Scrolling up. I'm not sure that isn't exactly what she does. Oh, what? Oh, what have I missed? What have I missed as to Ben Ridding's Ben? Okay, I'll start here. I just have this idea that Braverman is sat... Oh, I've done that one, didn't I? Yeah. Oh, yes. Sat in the chair, rocking backwards and forth, and with a laugh. Remember when there's a picture online of her laughing with her head back there? It's like, it's like one of them pet sweets, one that you flick and the little head flips back and a little, little candy comes out. Yeah, rot your teeth. Well, she's rotten as well, isn't she? Enhanced interrogation, oh boy. Oh, interrogation, I'm not sure that is exactly what she does. Oh, I don't know. Just saying. Gingers, have you made it to the British Isles yet? No, not yet. September the 2nd, that she's coming. Pretty cool. Barbara reminds me of Marilyn Manson in the new Nobody's video. And the worst forms of torture involve restriction of freedom of movement. I mean, literally by bondage and by Brexit. Yeah. Bondage. In a gimp suit, maybe. Oh, maybe. Well, ADHD is genetic and inherited. I didn't know that. Thanks, girl. I didn't realise that. Well, then that makes sense. Sometimes I think I might have a bit of ADHD. I struggled at school. I did struggle at school. With my head was all over the place. It did click eventually, I think, maybe. You think AI will replace a psychologist, Marcus? Yes, I do. Haven't you seen that film? When they've got a spaceship. Matt Damon's in it. I can't remember the name of it now. Oh, crikey. Oh, therapy by AI it is. Yeah, there's like robot thing. That's only, and you take your medication and stuff. Oh, what was it? Not Equilibrium. Anyway, that was like people with money were living on this in like Zootopia. in space, whereas all the riffraff were still on Earth. Phil and Matt Damon. So you think AI will replace the psychologist? I won't be surprised. Yes, it is, and I'm hyperactive, and so are two of my uncles. Ah, okay, excellent, thank you. Spaffer with a knob, that he is. And Ben Ridden said, Johnson just makes me tired. Such a boring, torpid man. Terrible individual that he is. He's the blonde Boris mutant variant. That's what old Alexander Boris Pepple Johnson is. He's just a sperm donor. He's the spawn of Stanley Johnson. Stanley Johnson's the spawn of a Turkish geezer. Yeah, but change your name, quick. Yeah, quick, change your name. Can't have a Turkish name. No. Not if you want to get ahead in society in England. Well, the UK government is effectively causing people to be tortured, and we need to take our government to the ECHR before the Tories can pull us out of that. Yes. They'll try. That they will. I don't think it'll happen. There is not enough time to pull us out of the ECHR before a general election. It'll take a long time to unwind that. It sounds a bit like Brexit, doesn't it? Well, you can't get the eggs out of a baked cake or something like that. They never find Boris if you buried him in that field. You wouldn't, though. They never find him. Johnson is in a ditch. The UK has enough pollution. One Boris might be the tipping point. I know, crikey. Greetings and salutations, said Vertigo. I had to escape my better half. He wants to buy more solar power. 2 cloudy days, and he freaks out. Do it. Get some more solar panels. And also there's, crikey, what's it called? Perovskite. There's some more chemical... well, there's better solar panels out there now anyway. Like, you've got dual layer solar panels, you've actually got double-sided solar panels, you actually mount them vertically. So you can get, like, morning and evening and, daytime sun, there's all sorts of solar panels, and the prices come down considerably. Now, when I was doing my solar panel array, I was paying around, I think it was 90 to just under €1 kilowatt for solar panels. And now you get about 50 cents. Or 50 pence-ish. That's half what I paid. Solar panels are cheap, but just be careful because I've got 2 arrays of solar panels that I have, and one array is an American solar panel, and they are top notch. There's eight of those panels, and they're top notch panels, well made, strong, good frames, not thick glass, and they're really good quality. I can't remember what they're called. Sun Edison or something. Yeah, I think it's Sun Edison solar panels. They're probably made abroad, but obviously under their I say abroad because they're abroad, but they're probably made in China, but they're probably under their spec or something. Well, they might be made in the United States, I don't know. And then they've got another array of 8 panels made by Tata. The company for which Richie Sunak's quite pally with. Yeah, well, at least his uncle is. In fact, his uncle, I think he owns it or something. Anyway, those panels are shit. Okay, they produce electricity. Yeah, they're quite good at that. But the frames are rubbish. The glass is thin. They flex like crazy. And in fact, one of them has now been hit by a stone from my machine. Whereas all the others have been absolutely fine. Don't get me wrong, I don't go around throwing stones at them on purpose. But it's not be fun. It had been at a distance. It shouldn't have broke it, but it did. It's too thin. They're rubbish. They're rubbish. Can anyone remember that Tata truck? They did a pickup truck, a bit like a double cab pickup truck. That was $5,000 it was. Okay, Tommy got all the extras and taxes and everything on top. It'd be more than $5,000, but that's what it was, $5,000. And the front end of it looked like an E-Series Mercedes. Carton Bennett. It was so agricultural. It had leaf spring suspension. And the dashboard was so marbled, the plastic was like marbly. Like that really cheap, nasty plastic. And it was, oh, crikey, that was awful. It was an awful thing, and it drove like a farm car. Well, that's about leaf spring suspension, so what more can you expect? Go back in. Buy him a solar lantern and tell him to shine it at the solar panels. Could do that. Or you could, get some tracking. You could have, track your solar panels so they follow the sun. But sometimes Tommy done that. You might as well bought more solar panels because solar panels are cheaper, provided you got room for them. I will send Boris round and the sun shines out of his backside. Probably. Death ship. Am I kidding about? Yeah. That's what it is. It's a floating coffin, that thing is. The Bibby Stockholm. Horrible. The government with turf generic out to ooze his slimy frame out of the morning TV rounds. Oh, God, he's a slimy bugger, isn't he? Either tomorrow or Monday to excuse the latest Tory buffoonery. Oh, my God, he is, isn't he? Or will they pull some other cretin out of the woodwork for that one? Maybe. Cruelty is the point, says Karen, yeah. Show them cruelty. Maybe they're saying this as a positive then. Maybe they're saying it's like as a way to put off the asylum seekers. They don't make the perilous journey and create a business for the illegal people smugglers. Now, obviously that's their talk, not mine. The He wants to talk about the technical stuff and really don't want to start calculating amps, volts, watts. Oh, you're talking about your solar panels. Oh, my Gideon. Oh, no, Joel. He wants to talk about the technical stuff. Your eyes roll in the back of your head when he does that. Because I know what Mrs. does when I do it to her. But sometimes you just have to talk. I just feel I need to talk about it. You know what I mean? So it's a way of actually for me to get a grip of it myself. In my head. You find that a bit difficult, do you? Oh, scroll down. The Godfather eminently quoted. Oh, he did. Fredo. Yeah, do you know what? The best thing we ever did move ahead, France. It really is. It's not just a beautiful country, but it really helped me because I was really struggling. Elysium, that's it. Elysium, that's the film. Elysium with Matt Damon, and he becomes a cyborg. Yeah, they have this like frame thing that's sort of bolted into his body. There we go. I think Free is highly underrated. Free? I think Free. Who's Free? Joel says... Ben Riddings, love the first one, and... Oh! Okay. You're talking about films. Or Godfather. As well, barely awake here, but... Hello, Simon says. He's barely awake. Absolute Joel Marios. I watched Speed 2 yesterday. Terrible film, but so bad it's good. I actually quite enjoyed Speed 2. To be honest, I found that's quite a good film. It wasn't, the acting was terrible, but there you go, what do you expect? Not quite yet, but in a minute. Not yet. In a minute. What's up? What do you want? You alright? She can't hear me, got hair relating. I am going to cock off in a minute because... Oh, it's 2.5 hours. Didn't realise. Crikey. So, okay, we're talking about films. Right, okay. You know what? I am going to call it. I need to find what my missus want. I didn't realise I'd done 2.5 hours anyway. It's flied by, that it has. Well, I'll be going live again tomorrow, most definitely tomorrow evening. I have got guests here, remember, I've got Airbnb here, you see, and I've got to be a little bit careful. But also, I've got people tomorrow night as well. They're flooding in there, But anyway, it's time for me to go. So I'm going to leave you with something. But before I do that, I'm going to leave Mad Monk 33 with this, because I know how much he appreciates it. Of course, why wouldn't you? Yeah, you're a little Chinese kid. Oh, I knew Jimmy then. Bit dizzy though, but it does. I'm not going to tell you, Top Spoke, because you'll take the mick out of me. What's your favourite Brotherhood of Man song? What are you trying to say? There was once a woman, dark eyes, dark soul, and she didn't mind that no one liked her, for she was a girl. Oh, got the lyrics. Yep, I'm going to bed too. That I am, and it's like I say, it's time for me to go. That reminds me, I need to get a sandwich. How can you let your child get that big that quick? I don't get it. How's it possible even? Little Buddha boy, yeah, you got to be a little Buddha boy, ain't you? Oh dear. So anyway, it's time for me to go, so I to tell you know, and see what my dear missus wanted. She's got blooming UTI again. She's on antibiotics as well. She's got antibiotics for 6 months, and possibly then she might have to have an operation where she's got to clear her kidney. There's the pipes blocked basically on one side of the kidney, and she's in a bit of pain today. Poor old thing. Oh, I don't know. Well, leave that one down there, and that one down there, and that one down there. Well, I don't know, we've always got that one, haven't we? Boris Johnson dance. Yeah, dad dancing. Or something. Yeah, that's dad dancing. Oh my god, that's scary. Oh my giddy aunt. Why did I do that? Why did I show you that one for? Yeah. Oh, crikey, talk about immigration. We've got
Right,
this
so
one,
my plan would be, and again this is just my own personal opinion, is that these people who have to live somewhere, let's have them in a tent, in the middle of a field, 6 o'clock every morning, let's have them up, let's have them in the fields, picking potatoes or any current seasonable vegetables, back in the tent, cold shower, lights out, 6 o'clock, the same the next day. That would be my solution.
Ta-ta! And have a lovely day. But please, boot the old like button. I help the channel, you know. Oh, look. You got white noise. Oh, okay. Thanks, everybody who's joined us today. And thanks to all the spanners and the Wally crew. And, well, all those who super chatted us. Really, really helpful. It helps the chat and keep the channel going, what have you, because you don't have to buy stuff, you know. Like I bought another camera the other day. Stuff like that. To try and make it a better experience for you. Even though you're still lumbered with me. I can't do a lot about that. I do apologise. I tried to. Maybe plastic surgery? Will that work? I could just have a shave, I suppose, but that'd be a start. Oh well. Never mind. Ta-ta. And have a lovely day. Oh, actually, it's night time. Have a lovely morning. Don't forget, we've got video coming in the morning as well. 6 o'clock. Yeah, my time, so it's like 5 o'clock your time. Oh my giddy aunt. Early birds only. Ta-ta.